Hey, what's going on, people? It's your boy BT, True School Sports is in the building. I got my boys Don Juan Banks, went to the arena, and Rafeal Calvo, aka Rex Righteous, with me. How you guys doing?
I
Good.
feel I feel absolutely amazing. Canelo won the fight. I won. I feel great.
Same here. I'm feel happy. It was a great
Good.
fight. I loved it.
Yeah, I enjoy the fight too. We obviously have some differing opinions on that, so we can get to that right now. Opening statements. We'll start
Oh,
with you, Don
different.
Juan.
Well, you said difference of opinion. I want to hear what your opinion is.
Well, it's like this, man. Cotto, he was sticking the jab all night. Um, he was moving. I know Canelo was had landed the hardest shots, but the guy who landed the more shots was Miguel Cotto. And if you had Canelo winning, I have no problem with that. But the judges had it by such a wide margin. We had 119, 109, and scores like that. So I didn't agree with that. But I feel like Cotto edged him out.
You must be out of your mind.
Why?
Okay? You must be out of your mind. There's
Why?
no way in the blue hell you can sit up there and say that Cotto won that fight. Cotto got backed up. Cotto got dominated by power shots. Cotto got outboxed. Okay?
Yeah.
You heard what Harry Letterman said.
Oh God. All right. What do you
He
say?
lost this fight.
He didn't. I don't
Canelo,
think Cotto. I don't think Cotto hurt Canelo like
no,
Canelo
he
hurt
didn't.
No,
Cotto.
Canelo had the
Harold
hardest shots.
Letterman had it 111, 117, right? Right?
Yeah,
Am I right?
he had it one. Yeah, one
Canelo
little.
won the fight. Stop making excuses. Excuses
I
are
had.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm saying I thought Cotto edged him out.
weak and incompetent. When you come on YouTube and you make excuses like that, you make yourself look like a little man,
Okay.
okay? A little bitter man. Canelo won this fight. New WBC middleweight champion of the
Yeah.
world.
Hey, not for
Went
long.
to.
Not for long if he fights Golovkin.
Hey,
What's
you
that?
know, hey, it's styles make fights, but I can't sit up here and be phony. I don't think that Canelo can beat Triple G, but you know, I
Yeah.
don't think that's a path he should go down.
Yeah, I mean, and he probably won't.
And
Probably won't.
Cotto definitely cannot get in the ring with
But
Golovkin.
BT Teller, I respect everything that you do. I love all your work, but why? Why do you believe this?
Because Canelo really wasn't landing much on Cotto. Cotto was slipping most of his punches.
I
Did you
recorded
have the
everything.
The
volume up?
only, huh?
Did you have like the volume
Nobody was
down or something?
watching. I mean, are you a crack?
I'm not on crack. I'm watching the same fight you watching.
Man, you gotta turn that volume up, man.
Yo,
I'm really blown away by this, BT, man. I'm just blown away. How? Are you Puerto Rican?
yeah, Puerto Rican.
Okay, there it is.
I ain't.
There it is.
There you
There
go.
it is.
There you go.
I'm Puerto Rican. All right, so
And he's better.
no, I'm biased. I'm not bitter.
Yeah.
Cotto's not even close to being my favorite fighter. I like Cotto, but
Why are you riding with a loser?
I'm riding with a guy that I think won.
Tell me
Well,
why.
all right.
You want to go round by round because I wrote every round down.
How'd you
Alright.
score
Right?
it,
I had it
Brandon?
10-2.
Me? I had it
How'd you
7-5.
Oh,
7-5 Cotto.
I don't see that,
Ray
man.
Charles can see better than that.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't see a 7-5 for
Yo,
Cotto, bro.
and to
I
me,
don't get this right. Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna go back and watch the fight. So if I'm wrong, I'll come back here and say I'm wrong. Because you see different things when you watch fights a second time. But when I watched it the first time, I thought Cotto, was boxing him really well, circling him very well, landed the jab very well. He could have thrown the hook more, did more body work, but I felt like he won. Edged him out.
Damn, that
Look at you, Don. Look at you, Don Juan.
I'm listening. I'm trying. I mean, I want to know what he's talking about.
He's all the way up with the camera.
I'm trying to. I'm my ears to listen and learn because I don't understand what
trying.
he's talking about because what.
I had an 8-4, just to be fair.
There's no
but
problem
I
with
think,
8-4.
huh?
There's no problem with 8-4. 8-4 is a good score if you had it.
But for Canelo, though, for Canelo,
I don't have a problem with that, but I got a problem with like 10-2,
You got a problem with?
10-2, 11-1. These are some of the
You
scores.
got a problem with, but I have a problem with you talking about Cotto 1.
yeah,
Okay.
that is different.
All right,
Whole different
we'll agree to
ballgame.
we'll agree to
Call
disagree
your
on
boss Neil. Call your boss Neil and ask him.
that. I'll call my boss Neil.
Yeah, call him right now.
Shout out to the homie Neil.
Man. Yeah, but I will say this though. Canelo did not have a jab at all tonight.
No.
Nah, he did it. He did
Thank
have a
you.
jab.
Thank you so much.
That kind of scares me for anybody at middleweight.
So as far as Canelo goes, he obviously won in your guys' eyes.
And a lot of other people.
And a lot of people go on Twitter. People are saying Cotto got robbed.
Twitter. Can you go on Twitter right now and see what the people are saying?
Let's go on Twitter then. I
got the Arena Light page, 93,000 people, and none of them are saying that Cotto won the fight.
I was just on Twitter. People were saying Cotto got robbed.
Robbed? They must be crazy.
I thought he won. I'm not saying he got robbed. I'm saying
he doesn't have the title
He got
no more.
nothing against the Puerto Rican fans, but they wrong tonight.
It's whatever, man. Boxing is boxing at this point with the judges.
You don't know shit about boxing.
Who are the judges?
You.
Nah, I know plenty about boxing.
Well, I don't know what you're saying.
And I don't gotta sit up here and even try to defend it. I know plenty about boxing.
You're defending Cotto, and Cotto got his ass whipped.
How can he get his ass if he didn't get knocked down?
True sports, you say true, right? You say true,
True to
right?
the game.
You true to the game?
True to the game.
Yeah.
And you're true to that weatherman hat on.
What? The weatherman hat on?
The weatherman hat.
Did you just come back? Did you just come back?
Looking like Al Roker.
Okay. Look like Cheech and Chong.
I'm good. Cheech and Chong, good looking people.
What am I supposed to find on Twitter? I don't see anything.
Cállate la boca. Punto.
Nah. Look at you.
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish?
They hang out with the Philly Ricans too much.
Spanish. You don't even speak Spanish, and you Puerto Rican.
It's
Get
all
out
good.
of here.
It's all
Get
good.
out of here. Adios. Adios, amigo. Want to talk shit? We're live.
Round one is Hispanic too.
Great
Man.
job. Look. We on. Can you hand me that, please? Got my man. Life is dope. Peter Quillen. Good fight by two gentlemen. Respect both fighters. Congrats to Canelo. Peter Quillen. HBO Boxing. Now is my era. Canelo. Lennox Lewis. Good job by both fighters. Hats off to both. Congrats to new champ Canelo.
Nah, shout out to Canelo. He won.
You look a little bit mad right now. You mad?
Nah.
I don't even see how you have him winning, bro.
I'm good. If I was really mad, I'm mad. I'm not really mad.
You getting there?
No, I'm not.
All right. Well, let me at
I
least
was
ask
mad
you
when
this.
Danny Garcia got a decision over Lamont Peterson. That's when I was mad.
Why you ain't support the Puerto Rican fighter then?
What? Danny Garcia?
Biased toward Danny?
Huh?
You don't really like Danny anyway.
I don't. I'm not big on Danny.
Thank you for admitting the truth.
Huh?
Thank you for admitting the truth.
I don't like Danny. Anybody who's watched my videos knows that.
Damn, man. So you're biased toward him.
If he wins, I say he won, but he didn't beat Lamont Peterson.
Okay. See that one. Look, I had Danny, but that one you have a good
I'll admit that in that one I probably have a better case than in this one.
You do, and I told you that back then.
Okay.
That's strange.
It's all good.
I don't know. If you have Cotto winning, you got Cotto winning. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I had Cotto winning. He lost. I was wrong. Big deal. You can get a prediction wrong every now and then.
What does Cotto do now,
got one
man?
wrong, and that was Mayweather Pacquiao.
Who are you?
Yeah, that was the only one I got wrong.
Yeah.
That's my last loss. Yes.
This is my only loss.
This ain't your only one. You got a lot.
No, I got maybe two, maybe three.
You said, did you
Three
say Lamar
tops.
over Danny?
Yeah, and that was the disputed
that
position.
wrong? But it's still
What?
like,
I got that right.
Which one you got wrong?
Lamont versus Danny.
well, who won?
Danny got the decision. On black and white, like Angel says. Danny got the decision.
But listen. When I got Mayweather wrong, because I said Manny Pacquiao, y'all all said you wrong. You lost.
Okay.
So I accept it. I ain't sitting up here, talking about, I won. If I lost, I lost. I thought Manny Pacquiao won, but if it says that Mayweather won, that means I lost. That's what the judges say, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
So you lost.
So I lost. So
Yeah, again.
The second one of the year.
Another L.
2 L's.
Maybe more than that. Do you smoke?
Huh?
You smoke?
Nah, I don't. I never smoked in my life actually.
You taking more L's than Meek Mill.
Nah.
Oh shit.
I love True School Sports. True School Sports, BT Teller. I love. You don't understand how much respect I have for BT Teller. We're just generating views right now. His channel is going up every single day.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Trying to be like you.
No, I'm trying to be like you.
Oh,
You're
okay.
a young up and comer.
You're the one at the Danny Garcia gym.
Danny Garcia, I love Danny Garcia, and it may appear a little bit biased, BT, but
No, he's a good fighter. I'm not taking that away from him. I just don't like
What do you
him.
think he would do versus Cotto?
Danny
I mean,
Garcia.
Yeah.
that's a very good fight.
That's a good. That'd be a good fight. I mean, if Cotto dropped down and they did the fight, why not? Be the Puerto Rico.
I will. Oh, yeah, two Puerto Rican fighters.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that one.
Good.
Yo, Don Juan, I know. What about Danny Garcia, Pacquiao?
Well, Danny Garcia against anybody would be a very good fight. So, I always support the Philadelphia fighter, and I love Manny Pacquiao. So that if we had to cross that bridge, I would talk about it.
That's a good fight stylistically because Manny does some things that or Danny does some things that Manny Pacquiao struggled with in the past, like being a counterpuncher. I counterpuncher with some thump in his glove, so that'd be a good fight.
I think it would be.
Yeah, or one I wanted to see. My best friend actually he's like a huge Danny Garcia fan, so he loves you.
Oh, he does.
He watches your interviews all the time. We go back and forth between Danny Garcia and Terrence Crawford, who would win that fight. I think Terrence would win.
I love Terrence Crawford to death, man. I always support Danny. So the reason why I support Danny is because I'm a big fan and he's from Philly. So I don't say anything bad about him. But we all know that styles makes fights, and these are difficult fights for Danny. Pacquiao and Crawford. So I would wish him nothing but the best in those type of fights.
Yeah, and it's like,
Who did,
Danny
just sign with? Didn't Danny want to fight somebody?
Robert Guerrero. That's what I was hearing.
Oh, wow.
That's what I was hearing. But it's like you have Danny Garcia. He trains in your backyard. He's from the same neighborhood. Me, I've been going to the Heavyweight Factory, which is like the gym closest to my house. Amir Imam trains there, so I've been doing interviews with him. I'm really big on Amir Imam. I think he's a really talented fighter. I think he's the only guy really at 140 that could give Terrence Crawford some problems once he gets more experience in, because I don't think he's ready. But down the road, be a great fight.
Yeah, I saw your interviews and they're absolutely amazing, man. You're really putting a lot of effort in lately, and I think that you're gonna really continue to grow.
Yeah.
Same here. I have much respects.
Now, thank you.
I have a lot of respect for you because you're not a quitter, and you always show up, and that's what fighting is all about, just getting back up and keep on going.
Nice.
And Cotto really impressed me tonight because as much as I'm celebrating the victory of Canelo, Cotto impressed me because he didn't get dropped. He really didn't get busted that much. He boxed pretty well for considering the circumstances, and I'm always going to have a lot of respect for Cotto. I know he's 35 years old. I hope he don't hang up the gloves, but I would love to see him fight again. But BT, I got to ask you this. 50 Cent, he had to get out of boxing, SMS Promotions, Rock Nation. They do still have Andre Ward. Do you think this is a big hit for them with Cotto losing?
A big hit. Yeah, I think it is because with him losing to Canelo, it's gonna speed up the process of him possibly retiring. So them losing a guy like Cotto is not good for them if he does retire. Then they just have Andre Ward and they just signed Rigondeaux, who fought on the undercard. So that's what it is.
I think it was like a practice, like they were trying to figure out what they could do. So if they put on an event and see what the numbers look like. So I think it's kind of a win-loss. It's not all the way a loss, but not all the way a win either.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you, Raf, because Cotto didn't get knocked out. If Cotto wants to continue, I see a lot of fights that he can win if they strategically, market and book his career. But it seems like Cotto is coming to the end.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I definitely
But
agree with
you know,
that.
I really have to say, me being, if I was Jay-Z, I would
Hmm.
really have to like really think like if I was 50 Cent and I had Kirkland, like how could you think Kirkland will win? If I'm
Yeah.
Jay-Z and I have Cotto, I would be like, wow, I'm really in a tough situation here. It's just like with Golden Boy. Golden Boy, when they booked David Lemieux and Triple G,
Oh
that's
Lord.
a one. Yeah, that's one where I would be like, man, like how could I win this? It's like if I'm a promoter, I'm Oscar De La Hoya and I'm Bernard, and I'm going to David Lemieux's camp, or I'm in contact with David Lemieux. I'm just like, do you have a plan B, C, D, E? Like, are
Yeah.
you really going to just come forward in this fight, and that's going to be your only strategy? Because I'm going to be like. But I was really sitting back thinking, and I would like to ask y'all. I was thinking that De La Hoya and Bernard just wanted to be in the media, like just keep their face out there no matter a win, lose, or draw. Do you think that was the strategy?
Yeah, I definitely think it was. A lot of their fighters have been taking losses. Matisse took a loss. They knew Lemieux was gonna lose. Really, if Canelo would have lost tonight, that would have been like
I
big
thought
blow.
I told a lot of people that if Canelo lost, I thought that they probably would go out of business
Yeah, so it was do or die for them tonight as a company.
because and if y'all can, give me more information on it, the way I look is like De La Hoya had the world in the palm of his hands, and I know he had a drug problem and he had the fishnets on and the dildo and all that other kind of stuff. and I'm looking at it like, man, he had all these fighters, and then Richard Schaefer and Mayweather and Al Heyman, and they just all just switched on him, and then you got Angel Garcia, fish scale, and I'm just
Oh
like,
my
man,
gosh.
I don't want to see De La Hoya, go down like this. I really want to see him stay in it because I respect the guy, no matter whatever his personal life is. And I'm just like, I hope he doesn't lose this fight with Canelo. I was just asking y'all, what do y'all think about Golden Boy right now?
Um,
Hmm.
you want to go first, Raf?
I think uh, I think they have a shot in like at least trying to get it back to where they used to be, but the roster still needs help, you know. But promoting wise, they're doing good. I think Jay Z is more helping De La Hoya than taking away from him. So I think tonight was a good example of what future business could be like, because it's not like Al Heyman where he's like, oh, whoa, you can't fight my fighters or whatever. So I don't know. I think they're still gonna be in the hunt, but they're always gonna be like number four to like main events and K2 and these other guys. Like I don't know, like Mayweather Promotions and them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Top
As
rank.
That was Allen.
as far as like my opinion on Golden Boy, where they're at right now, I think Oscar's just trying to get as much out of Canelo as possible. Tonight was a big step.
Yeah.
I think if Canelo can string together some wins, I don't think they're gonna put him in with Golovkin. They're gonna put him in with some guys they know he can beat, or maybe they'll put him in with some solid fighters. But their fights, he has a higher percentage of winning as opposed to Golovkin. So while they're doing that, I think Oscar is gonna do what he's already trying to do, which is kind of get in with the higher ups in the promotional aspect of boxing, whether that's Bob Arum and Mayweather. He wants to get back into co-promoting with those guys because that's really his best bet, and he has to use Canelo as leverage. So Canelo has to just keep winning, and it all really depends on how they put him in. So that's going to be interesting to
Oh yeah,
watch.
BT, you hit that nail right on the head. You got to use Canelo as the poster boy, and you got to make sure that he doesn't take any losses. So if I was them, I know as many people might get pissed off that I say this, is that I would put tomato cans in front of him
Oh yes,
for 3 years until you could build up the card like Raf said. I would not put him in any type of fight he could lose because at
yeah,
the Canelo, because I heard, and tell me if I'm right. I heard that he came close to like selling Golden Boy or was about to just fold.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. If you did, I heard about
Who was
that.
he gonna sell it to?
Oh, Heyman.
Yeah, probably Al Heyman because Al Heyman and Schaefer took all of his guys.
Damn, that's how dirty boxing is. But boxing is so dirty. You know, and boxing's dirty on YouTube. You think I don't know? I'm a man that knows a lot. You know, it's as much as people may say, oh, they hate me or whatever they may want to say. I know a lot of dirt about YouTube boxing and stuff like that. And boxing is just very dirty. It's very dirty. And if you sleep, you can lose it all in 1 second. So
Let me
yeah.
ask you guys one thing. Um, do you think Canelo could be the new De La Hoya, like De La Hoya 2.0, where like he's the face for like the Mexican fans and stuff?
I think he could be marketed that way. I think he's definitely now he has a name like Cotto on his resume. They're gonna market him like that way. So I mean, if he is the new De La Hoya, we're gonna see how he's marketed because he has that name on his resume, and the fans love him. He had a big fan base already. He's got a ton of experience, ton of fights already. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I definitely think he could be the new De La Hoya. Not as skilled as De La Hoya, but marketed
Yeah.
the same way as De La Hoya.
Yeah, marketing wise.
Yeah.
What do you think, Don Juan?
Man, I mean, to be honest, I think he could be. Period. The reason why I say that is because I think he's a 25-year-old, really not marketed, hung, hung young, hung. I mean, hungry young lion.
There you go.
Because remember when Floyd Mayweather, and I'm not trying to bash Floyd Mayweather here because I do enough
Yeah.
of that, but Floyd Mayweather went out and said Victor Ortiz is this young, hungry lion. And Canelo really is that. He was young when he fought Floyd, and that's what Floyd always look at the flaws. Like if I fight Canelo right now, he's young. This is the first time he's been at the biggest stage. Okay, so he's been at the biggest stage with Floyd, and you can see with the Lara fight, with this fight, now he's coming into his own. So where De La Hoya, a lot of unfortunate circumstances happened to him. I felt that he beat looking back at it, and I know some people might not like what I say. I know T Street would definitely agree with what I said.
Shout out.
But I think, you know, I mean, I'm right here, right now. So listen, listen, look. I thought De La Hoya beat Shane Mosley both times, but the thing, what I'm saying is, he didn't get the victory. Tito Trinidad. This is when I was like, I'm good at boxing now, but I was hardcore boxing then. I felt he beat Trinidad, even though he ran in those later rounds. De La Hoya just wasn't able to get a break. And I think Canelo is the man that probably could rewrite history for him because he's I can't say the word right now, but he's living through Canelo right now.
Yeah.
And I can tell that he invests everything in Canelo, but it shouldn't. He got to make sure that even though he invests things into Canelo, that he cares about David Lemieux, he cares about Lucas Matisse, he cares about his other fighters because from what I've heard through the grapevine is that De La Hoya wasn't showing too much love to all those fighters that he had, and he had the world in the palm of his hands, and just to lose all that, that's a tough pill to swallow. What do you think, BT? Can he ever come back?
De La Hoya?
Yeah, man, it's hard, right?
I think he definitely could. If he does market Canelo and put him in front of cans like you said he should, I think that'd be the best thing for him. You can just build him up that way. Chavez did it. Floyd did it. A lot of fighters have done it. So he can do that, use it as leverage, and it'd work out for him. So there's that. But, I know I don't want to change the topic too much, but as far as Canelo and him looking in the fight, I actually want to give him a little bit of credit because there were some things that he did tonight that I didn't expect to see from him. One thing that I did like from Canelo was his head movement. His head movement in this fight was better than a lot of his previous fights that I've watched before. So that was pretty good. I know he was flat-footed, but he really did a good job of just moving his head, and that set up a lot of the good power shots that he did land on Cotto. So I'll give him a little bit of credit there. I'll give him some credit there.
I agree. I think he moved a lot more than usual, but I was kind of disappointed with him not using his jab as much. Um, his uppercuts look kind of new and different than his old style, but I don't know. For middleweight, I'm still kind of iffy about it. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I would be afraid if I was De La Hoya. I would be afraid to put him in the middleweight right now.
Yeah. Now, if you were De La Hoya and there was like, you look at the upper echelon of middleweights. Obviously you have Golovkin. What other middleweights outside of Golovkin do you think you should see Canelo in the ring with?
Hmm. I don't know. I would start with Laura. I would just work
Yeah,
around a way to make a rematch with Laura.
that'd be a good one. I like that.
Just
Man, I
try to
mean,
get #2.
as a promoter, I have to go with the Floyd Mayweather approach, and I would never put Canelo back in there with him because that was a very, very tough fight. I saw that fight,
Mhm.
and it was a very close split decision that could have went anyway. He can't afford that. Man, I would just have to do the tomato can thing for around 2 years, to
Yep.
be honest. Because he really needs to rebuild everything. He needs to restructure, rebuild. That's going to be very hard, difficult to do. I mean, because he's going to get the, in my opinion, this is what I say in my videos, the ultimate opportunist, Al Heyman. I don't talk bad about Al Heyman anymore because the reason why I don't is because a lot of fighters say that they're eating and that they're getting a lot of money and everything. So I don't want to talk about a guy who's
Yeah.
getting other fighters money, even though I've had some discrepancies with the man. But uh, you know, for De La Hoya, he really needs to rebuild everything. And only thing he has, in my opinion, is when young fighters come to him and Bernard, because Bernard has that education. But what I would like to say about Bernard Hopkins, even though he's a Philadelphia fighter, and I don't want to say too many bad things about him, but I think sometimes he gets overconfident and over arrogant about things. I mean, he can get that way of his fighting career, but when you got other guys that you're promoting and stuff, I think that he needs to really watch out more for them. I don't think that
Do you
he's that
feel
good at that. Mhm.
is it possible? Do you think that he had to do with David Lemieux getting in the ring with Golovkin? Because I felt like it was more Bernard than De La
Definitely.
Hoya that wanted him in the ring with Golovkin.
I mean, I really have to say, like BT was saying when we first talked about it, it seems like their strategy was win, lose, or draw. We want to continue to be in the media up into the Canelo fight. Okay, so it
Right.
looks
Yeah.
like, yeah, it looks like they really didn't. They really didn't care what would happen in those fights. Even if they lost. But my whole thing would have been I wouldn't have given up. I mean, that's a big gamble to gamble all three of your guys. If I was going to do so, I would have probably did one either Matisse or Lemieux. I wouldn't have put both of them out there. Like I would have had to just be like, okay, I'm gonna just hold Matisse for a while, or I would have hold Lemieux for a while longer before I just throw both of them out there. I think Matisse was really supposed to be postal, and he did kind of well in that fight for periods. But just the way he went out, it kind of
Yeah.
it didn't shock me, but it kind of was. I knew Postal was going to be one of those type of fights because I knew Postal trained with Freddie Roach and he spars with Pacquiao and Cotto. The thing about it was when he went to his knee and he said his eye socket, his orbital bone, and it popped out and he didn't think he could see. I never thought Matisse was that type of guy. I thought Matisse was the type of guy like it does not matter. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if my
Kind of
eyes.
like the Angulu
Yeah,
type of mentality.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean Rosado.
A warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
Rosado. I know Rosado goes down and everything like that, but I don't really see Rosado taking a knee saying, I can't get back up because my eye socket. And I know he had eye problem really bad. I mean, Rosado. I'm really like, to be honest, man. I'm really concerned for Rosado. I think he's proven enough. I really don't want him to be a guy like that can't see or something like that. And it's in his life, I'm really afraid for Rosado, to be honest.
Isn't he
He's
supposed
got
to
a
be
fight coming up
fighting
soon.
Against
Clottey?
Cotty.
Yeah,
You know how tough Cotty is.
that's gonna be
I
his
don't know. I don't know. That's a good fight though.
I'm not really trying to talk bad about Rosado, but I don't like to say this on your show. I think that that's something I have to talk to you in private about.
No, it's all good, man. We can talk about
Yeah.
anything.
I don't like talking bad about Philly fighters, so I wish him nothing but the best.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually I respect Rosado. I think he goes out there and he fights with his heart every time. So you gotta respect a guy like Rosado all the time.
Yeah, I
Um,
definitely agree with both of you guys.
as far as Philly fighters go, I know Don, this is a bit off track, but Brian Jennings is fighting soon. He's got the big matchup with Luis Ortiz next month. How you see that one?
Brian Jennings is ready. He really impressed me against Vladimir Klitschko. I did pick Klitschko for that, and it's very difficult for me when I'm doing these predictions with the Philly fighters because I really don't like to say bad things about them. If I do believe someone's going to win, I just say they're going to win like that. I don't talk bad about them. So, I think he's definitely going to win this fight.
Think
I
so
agree.
against Ortiz?
Yes, I believe Jennings showed a lot of potential when he fought Klitschko, and I think he can get the job done.
Yeah, he was definitely on the spotlight with Klitschko, man.
If he
Yeah, I
loses,
want.
it would be sad case for him.
Yeah, I went back and I watched the fight, and like when I was watching the fight live, like his inside fighting was better than I remembered it being when I watched the fight live. Like, I know when you watch the fight from ringside, you always get a different vantage point, and I always heard the announcer saying things like, "Oh, good body shot by Jennings," and
Jennings.
when I watched the fight, it looked like his punches were being smothered, but I went back and I watched it, and he was really like letting his punches go to the body, and I was top five for Klitschko, so I think it'd be a good one. This would be a good if Jennings wins this fight because Luis Ortiz. He's no pushover. He's a very, he's old, been on the wrong side of 36, but still very talented. Still has devastating power, good boxing ability. One of those Cuban amateurs that can, just box purely for 12 rounds if he has to. But he has the power too, so it's a good matchup. I'm not really sure who I'm leaning more towards right now, but I like Jennings' chances for sure.
Yeah, they're trying to rebuild Jennings, like
Especially,
build him back up. Maybe he could get a rematch, or maybe he could get in that Fury, realm just to fight Fury or something.
yeah. Yo, Don Juan, I know Jennings. I've always said Jennings. I always thought Jennings was like the better, and you might disagree with me on this, but I thought he was the better of the two American big American heavyweights. You have Wilder as well. I think he'd actually beat Wilder. I think he could give the Wilder a lot of problems. We saw Wilder have problems with Eric Molina, who's not really the most athletic of a fighter, and is not a huge puncher as well. So if Jennings was in the ring, he has a lot of athleticism, can move around really well, has a good jab. We never seen Wilder in with somebody that athletic. Romain Stavern isn't, as far as athleticism goes, isn't to the caliber of Brian Jennings.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Don Juan?
You've analyzed that very good. You've deduced that the fact of Wilder having some difficulties in with smaller opponents, and Jennings seems like he is improving, and I think that Jennings and Wilder would be a very, very good matchup, and they both. I'm sorry, is Jennings with Al Heyman?
Jennings,
No, HBO,
no,
right? He's
I don't,
HBO.
I don't remember. He's HBO.
He's on
Yeah.
HBO. So Heyman would really be putting Wilder at risk with Brian Jennings, and I don't think that's a risk that he would take. So Jennings is just that's why Jennings has to beat Ortiz, and I think that he can get the job done.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, that'll be a good one for sure.
What about Joshua?
You're right, BJ, man. It would be a great fight.
You
Yeah,
guys know?
what about Anthony Joshua?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm high. I haven't really had a chance to make too many videos on him. I know he's got a fight coming up soon, so I probably should make more videos about him. But
Yeah.
as far as heavyweights go, I'm high on that dude. I love Anthony Joshua. I think he's going to be a special fighter once he gets more experience. He's a guy that I think will beat Klitschko if he fights him.
Shit.
I like your Larry Holmes and everything back there. Did you see if Thunderdome was coming? No, it's good.
What happened?
Is Thunderdome still coming?
He should be. I mean, I messaged him and he responded. He said, pull it up. He said he was waiting for his video to upload, and that he'll be done. He'll be on whenever his video is done uploading. So I'm gonna say, okay, we're here waiting for you. Because you know, once he comes in here, he's gonna drop gems left and right.
What'd you think about Rigo?
Did exactly what I thought he'd do. Pitched a shutout against a guy who was overmatched and took a fight on 2 weeks' notice. Did what you would expect a guy against an opponent who takes a fight on 2 weeks' notice against Rigondeaux. Yeah. Was balanced. You know, I really thought if he wanted to, he could stop the dude inside of like 7 rounds. But really, he really, to me, when I watched him, he wasn't letting his left hand go that much in the first half of the fight, and he just looked. It looked to me like he was just getting his rounds in. Like really, it was a sparring match on HBO.
Yeah.
What do you think, Don Juan?
I thought exactly what you said. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, you know. So I hope he continues to do that in the future.
Yeah, and I hope they make that Lomachenko fight happen.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
You know, that'd be a great one. I think, you know, with Lomachenko.
Did you hear about Donier saying he wants to fight him again?
I did hear that. Yeah, the Filipino Flash wants the rematch, so that'd be a good one.
Is he ready for that?
I'm not sure he is.
I'm not sure neither. You know, at this point, you know. I don't want to see a guy get hurt. You know.
Yeah, and he's had a great career. You know, he
had a great career. I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to see. I love Pacquiao. You know, I love Pacquiao. Everyone knows that. I don't want to see him get hurt neither because, you know, that fight. If Terrence Crawford gets made, I did want to say that I got Pacquiao, but I want to say that this is a fight that I'm really watching closely. You know, Crawford is a young, hungry lion. He can switch stances really well, and he can be aggressive at times. I think it could be his defining moment, and I would not want to see that happen. I'm going with Pacquiao. I'm not a fake or phony, but you know, Crawford is somebody I really got my eye on. I love Crawford a lot. A lot of people don't know I respect Crawford a lot.
Oh, I do too. I got this picture right here.
Oh yeah. That's really cool, man. It's like I would never come at you and if you saying Crawford will win. I mean, it's a very risky fight. I mean,
the thing that makes the fight so great for me is like Pacquiao. He's always said he wanted to fight at 140, and he's more comfortable at that weight anyway. So if he were to fight Crawford there, I feel like he'd be able to have more power. He'd probably have a little bit more power because he's a naturally smaller guy. So being at a naturally smaller weight, he would get more power. Crawford's never been touched by a guy with Pacquiao's power. Gamboa don't have that type of power that carries up like that. Thierry Jean didn't have that type of power. So that's the fight I want to see. I'm big on Crawford. I want to see great things happen for his career. I just want to see him get the opportunity to fight Manny Pacquiao. If he goes out there and he loses, then that's on him. But at least I want to see him get that chance because I feel he deserves it more than people might disagree, but I feel he deserves it more than Amir Khan. I mean, Amir Khan, every fight he's been put in his whole career, whether it was Danny, huh?
Oh, Amir Khan was your boy though.
I like Amir Khan. He's a good fight. I like watching him fight, but I'm saying this is just me being objective. Every fight Amir Khan's been put in, he's been the favorite. Whether it was with Prescott, whether it was with Garcia, he was the favorite. And Algieri, and he didn't look good against Algieri. Algieri actually looked surprisingly, sharp against.
You feel Algieri won?
No, I didn't. I had Khan edging him, but I'm saying there were spots in the fight where Algieri looked really good. He was coming forward. He buckled Khan's legs in the first round.
Algieri didn't move enough. He didn't.
No, and he wasn't. He couldn't match the level of Khan's activities. That's why Khan won the fight. But Algieri did look good, and for Khan, that wasn't good for Algieri to look that good in that fight.
I don't know. I would say.
Who's in the leading for Pacquiao right now?
Huh?
Who is in the leading for that fight with Pacquiao?
I heard. It's kind of weird. I think Crawford's in the lead for that fight just because he was top rank and it's an in-house fight, so it's the easiest to make.
I believe that too.
But Khan's still on the table. Khan could do good numbers. People like Khan. For some odd reason, I did a video on this, and people in my comments were like, "Oh, well, it should be Khan. It should be Crawford. We want to see Khan." So
What about Bradley? No,
I mean,
Bradley's not in those talks.
he is in those talks, but he's like a third option for most of the time when I hear him. HBO, when Bradley beat Rios, I don't know if you guys caught this. When Bradley beat Rios, they're talking about Bradley fighting like Canelo.
Yeah, they're trying to market him a different way since his wife is his manager. It seems like he does everything. He does everything how he wants to. Like he's kind of getting away from Bob Arum, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like he wants to do
I
things on
think
his
he's
own.
making a devastating mistake. The thing we have to look at, it was 12, but we're gonna add that 13 because Brandon Rios was a fat slob. I mean, a lot of it has to do with Brandon, and I think Jim Lampley has said this. A lot of it has to do with wow.
Thunderdome is here.
Mr. Thunderdome.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Can you hear me, or do I need to turn my mic on?
We can hear you.
All right, hold on.
Can't see you though.
All right, hold on.
Dang. We got 4 heavyweights in the boxing game here. We got Don Juan, Raf, Thunderdome, myself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We just can't see you.
Can't see me?
Nah, we can't see you. We can see a black screen and a Mike Tyson picture.
All right, hold on again.
All right.
Anything different?
Nah.
You might have to. You gotta have to maybe push the settings to get the camera that you're on it, or your camera might be X'd out on your Google Hangout.
Yeah, is there a line going through the camera icon, Anthony? If there's a line going through it, just click it and maybe it'll work.
It says I turned it on. Let me try the settings. See what I got in there. Man, last time it was the microphone. Now it's the damn camera.
Yeah, that was crazy. The microphone last time.
Nothing?
Nah.
All right,
Well, if you look at the top of your screen, is your camera? Does your camera have a line going through it?
it's on. It says
Your
on.
picture's gone.
But what about your settings? Does your setting, if you go to settings, which looks like
Yeah, like a little wheel.
a wheel, does it say the camera that you're using? Is your camera plugged in?
Yeah. I'm gonna close out and then rejoin.
All right, do that.
That'd be your best bet.
What were we talking about before Thunderdome came on?
Bradley.
Bradley, yeah, we're talking about Bradley.
Canelo. I mean,
You know what? From what I saw tonight, I could see Bradley giving Canelo a good fight.
You think so?
You see
Oh, yeah.
Canelo?
No, not beating, but give him a tough enough fight.
I don't know about that because it looks like he always tries to prove himself with the knockout power. What happens if he exchanges and he gets just brutally beaten?
Yeah,
Beaten
it's-
off.
And he loses that title. I don't know.
WBO, I mean, they handed him the title, you know.
Yeah, maybe that's not a good thing.
That's not a fight I'm really anxious to see.
I don't even think Bob Arum would make that fight. But De La Hoya has gambled with Top Rank, and Top Rank has come on top. And I think it's a situation where Bradley is begging Arum for these big fights. So I wouldn't be shocked if that would be next. I really wouldn't be. On HBO, they could make that next. And
Has
Bradley
Bob taken
in my
his-
saying is Bradley is biting off too much than he can chew. He really is not going to leave this fight victorious. I mean, if you even look at the Juan Manuel Marquez fight, they still made that a split decision. So, you know, he does not have the punching power. We saw Cotto land some great shots. I mean, Cotto landed some great shots on Canelo, and it still didn't have the impact that when Canelo hit Cotto. So
That's a good point.
we're looking at a Timothy Bradley who had 12 KOs and now it's 13. And the reason why it is 13 is because of Brandon Rios who is out of shape. So
Hello? What's up, Thunderdome?
Yo, you there?
We can see you, but we can't hear you now.
and his voice is gone.
That's crazy.
Now this happened last time when me and him did the hangout for the Bradley Rios fight, actually.
Well, he needs to go to his sound now.
Yeah, you need to go to the sound.
Well, you might have to write to him on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm about to do that right now.
Oh, he's 1 second. He's trying.
But yeah, man.
True School Sports in the building.
In the building.
Karina, we're coming back next week. I'm definitely going to cover the Vitaly Klitschko Tyson Fury. At this point, I can't make anything official.
Yeah, I'll cover it with you. I can't wait to cover that. Yo, Errol Spence fights the same that later that night. Errol Spence is fighting that night.
I like Errol Spence. You know, I don't have any bias toward him because Mayweather is supporting him or anything like that. He's his own man. And I love him, man. I love him and Crawford. They're just young and up-and-coming fighters. And somebody asked me about those two fighting. You know, at this point, we know it ain't going to happen at this point. But do you think, like, Crawford and Errol Spence, or we will talk like Mayweather and Pacquiao?
I don't know if like Mayweather Pacquiao, but it'd be a good fight. It'd be a great fight, actually. I just hope, you know, it happens while they're both still at a decent level. I hope one of them's not shot out or anything like that. How about you, Raf?
I think that would be like what we saw tonight, but a younger version of Cotto.
Who?
So I think Terrence Crawford would be like the younger version of Cotto versus
So you're saying
Canelo.
Spence would win?
All right, Spence would be like Canelo to me.
But
Okay. So you're saying Crawford would be Spence?
Well, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Man.
I think Crawford is just too busy, man. He's too crafty.
Crawford Pacquiao.
Crawford.
Whoa. You got a lot of
And that's hard for me too, because I'm wearing the Manny Pacquiao hoodie.
You
Please
win
tell me this shit is working.
Huh?
Is this working?
I dare you to ask Thunderdome right now.
Well, I can't see you, but we can hear you now.
All right, well, we're just going to have to ride with that, man.
All right, it's all good.
Thunderdome, can I put you on the spot right now? I mean,
What's up?
you are Thunderdome Boxing, okay? We've been talking about Terrence Crawford a lot, and we're saying, what if Terrence Crawford and Pacquiao happens? Are you able right now to give us a prediction?
Well, I don't think anyone's able to give an accurate one right now because because we don't know where Manny Pacquiao's going to be at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think if he's 85% of what he was in like 2014, like the Bradley 2 and Algieri, I think he would win. I think he would win. But if he's any lower than that, or if he's his heart ain't in it, if he's kind of just doing it for the money, you know, because he don't want to hurt people no more and shit. He talks like, not talks, he says that. If he comes in there with that kind of a passive attitude, you're not going to beat a young, hungry lion that can fight in so many different styles. It just won't happen. I do know, that Crawford gets hit, and Manny has, devastating power at anything below 47. He don't have devastating power at 47, but to Crawford, it's going to be devastating. And he gets hit. He exchanges, and he gets hit. So if Manny is in, decent shape, maybe wants to make a statement since he just kind of, had a shit performance, Crawford could be in real trouble. And I'm kind of seeing that Arum is all of a sudden leaning towards the Bradley fight rather than the Crawford fight. So he might be a little scared himself to put Crawford in that match.
I would go with that.
Man, I mean, BT, who want to see this fight for the third time? My God.
What, Bradley and Pacquiao?
Look, the only thing is we know pay-per-view numbers are screwed up right now, right? Now, Pacquiao fights Crawford, who we all know him, but general fans don't know him. They might think Pacquiao's fighting a scrub. They just won't know. But Bradley, they do know Bradley. And, that fight is probably a guaranteed for 400,000 or 500,000 pay-per-views. Crawford might do like Algieri numbers, man. It just really might.
Yeah.
You just don't know. And I don't know if Arum might be wanting to go with the more safer bet on pay-per-view numbers, and that his next kind of star might not get knocked out by his other star's last fight. That would really hurt him.
Yeah, it would.
But then Amir Khan's in the mix too, so it might not be Bradley. It could be Khan, but I think Bradley makes a little more sense.
Out of all those, which one do you want to see the most, Thunderdome?
Crawford, definitely.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Definitely.
I want him against Broner. I want him versus Broner.
What did you say?
Hey, Broner.
He just wants to see Broner get knocked the fuck out.
Mayweather already spikes through his career. I mean, as much as I don't particularly like Mayweather, but what he said against to Broner, when I listened to it, it really, to me, I felt like he hurt Broner.
Have you seen Broner's response video?
Broner was so sad.
Oh man, he felt like a adopted stepchild or something like that.
You're right. They kind of got kicked out of the house on his 18th birthday.
Straight cat.
Yeah. You lose to Sean Porter? I don't like you no more.
Oh man.
Actually, Theo Payne is my new guy. He's the cash cow.
Can he beat Theo Payne?
He was so rude.
Yeah.
What happened in Thunderdome? Like, what happened between them two? Do you know the inside details?
I don't think there is any inside details. I just think Heyman Floyd just wants winners. And if you lose, and he didn't just put up a hell of a fight and lose, he stunk to join out.
Yeah.
I mean, he acted like he didn't even know him after
He did.
45 minutes before that loss, he was like, "This is my brother, my best friend."
Oh, boy.
Less than an hour later, I don't know that dude. Spence is my brother now.
Great.
Yeah, he's calling him the future of boxing.
This is the next cash cow.
Yep.
Yeah, he said he was the future of boxing.
Oh man.
And when did he buy him? He bought him some type of car or something.
Damn.
Yeah, Broner on the floor with 50,000s, ripping up 20s now with strippers, but that ain't enough. He beat Alak Verdiev, but that ain't enough.
And now he's got to fight one of his fighters.
It's gonna be for it all, man.
Man, I can't wait to see what's next for Broner.
Cause you always talking about Runner,
Oh, I like it. I like talking about AB. He's entertaining.
AB gotta be about boxing.
About boxing, not about bowling, not about biscuits.
But you
Not about bowling. He bowls.
on a serious
He's
note
a
though,
beast bowler.
Broner Pacquiao would sell. You guys know that.
It
Come on.
would. It would sell really well.
Oh man,
Money wise, it'd do good.
man, you'd have Broner talking about
Wise, it'd be good.
African, Mexican, Pac-Man.
Oh,
Oh, Pac-Man.
It would go up, and then you could villainize Broner, and then they could sell it that way. Like,
Yeah.
A
yeah.
win over Alex
versus
is
Rafeal.
not going to make him a contender.
Oh, Don
would
Juan,
go
I heard
to-
you talking about your channel when I shut off. What were you saying?
I was, and I'm very happy about this, but I am coming back November 27th, so I'll build up the Klitschko Tyson Fury, but I'll do the post fight on the main channel. I'll be back. Thank you.
All right, word. I'll give you I'll November 27th.
On Saturday.
All right, I'll start mentioning you in the videos so people know.
I really appreciate that. And
Yeah,
thank you, Steve, for having me on.
no problem. I'll do the same as well, because I got love for you, Don Juan.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I got a lot of love for both of you. You're great guys.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, Don Juan fucking helped me with my channel like you guys would never believe, man.
He told me about it while he was doing
I
it.
love. You don't understand. Like I love BT, and don't. I'm not taking anything away from BT. He's a great guy. But Thunderdome Boxing, man, he's the best. I always believe that. I met him a long time ago. He was great then, and he's even better now. I mean, you're just awesome, man.
It was priceless to me, man. I'll always owe you.
You're just great, man. You're just great. I just think you're just awesome, man.
Thank you.
so how'd you see the fight, Thunderdome?
What were your scores? What was everyone's scores on that fight, man? I had it a lot closer. I had Canelo winning, but I had it a lot closer than the judges did, man.
I had an 8-4.
8-4? All right, that's reasonable. That's reasonable.
You don't want to hear me. I'm gonna sound kind of biased, so I had 10-2.
All right.
I don't know.
Canelo, though.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I had Cotto edging Canelo out.
Did
You
you?
don't know what you're talking about, BT? No,
I don't know.
where's that swagger you had earlier? Where's that
He was
swagger?
super
You had that
confident.
swagger earlier when he was talking to me. Oh,
Yeah.
shut up, Don.
No God. Yeah.
I'm still on Twitter looking for these people,
Are
man.
you starstruck?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I don't get starstruck.
Oh, you
Yeah,
know?
me neither.
I've seen enough stars in my time.
Yeah, same here, dude.
You get rocked.
I'll fuck with them. It don't matter to me.
Yeah. I gotta go see some.
What is
I gotta
it?
go see some stars on
I
Tuesday.
gotta ask you this. Like, what did you see Cotto doing good? Like, to have it closer than what the judges had it.
Well, I thought Canelo was getting a lot of credit for some shots he wasn't landing. First of all, I thought them.
Look at you, BT.
I thought them punch stats were pretty much bullshit. I thought it was really. I mean, it was close, man. Canelo wasn't landing. Necessarily dude, Canelo was, I mean, Cotto was just too small to really have impact with his punches.
I
Canelo
agree
was
with that.
enormous. So, I thought he was throwing more punches. He was staying active. He was letting the combos go. He'd get inside, let his hands rip. I mean, Canelo actually showed improvement in stamina and defense tonight.
Yeah, and head movement.
Footwork still sucked, but yeah, head movement and stamina was definitely increased. But it was like, to me anyway, I would feel. I ordered it on pay-per-view, but for whatever
Man,
but I'm gonna get my money back because for whatever reason it didn't come on, so I had to go stream it. So I had not a perfect picture, but it looked like Canelo would certain rounds and certain stretches he was clearly outboxing him, but he was just getting nailed with such big shots, and it was almost like I had to weigh them out. More punches landed, but not as effective, versus 5 less, but a lot more effective. So, I went back and forth on a couple of them.
What did you have it?
Hold on. I don't know where my card's at. Wait. I had it 8-4 or 7-5. I can't remember.
That's not bad.
Wait, I think this is it. I gave Cotto 1, 2. I gave him 4. I gave him 4 rounds.
Okay.
But I actually scratched one out to where like I was flip flopping back and forth, so I could have saw Cotto getting even 5, but I gave him 4.
So let me ask you guys this question real quick.
Didn't Moretti give him 1 round? I mean, even
Yeah, it was like 119 to 109.
yeah, even fucking Dawn admits he was biased and gave him 2. You know, so how you gonna give him 1 round? I thought that was nuts.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was the golden boy in the pocket judge right there.
Oh yeah, Oscar said this fight was big for the industry, so you knew he was gonna shell out as much money as possible to get them judges.
Yeah, for sure. And it was, his last hope. But man, I think that was the biggest. I actually thought, first of all, that was the best. I thought that was the best win for Canelo's whole career.
Oh, definitely.
And he probably looked the best ever too.
But Thunderdome, could you? And now I really can't see this. Could you see anyone saying that Cotto won?
No. I don't know, man. I'd have to watch it like in HD, but I don't think so. I don't think so. The what I saw, no. Or I would have had him winning. Put it that way.
Let me get asked.
One thing that killed Cotto was like the jab was good. He was landing the jab, but he wasn't able to work off of it.
No, that's the thing. Like my whole thing was he's gonna box him, turn him. Like you can't see my picture here, but work the jab. Turn him, put that left hook right into like his nose and center of his mouth, and then an overhand, get back, keep pumping that jab. But instead of instead of jabbing in angles, he would kind of just bicycle around, then stop and get right in front of him, which is exactly what Canelo wanted. So it was like he halfway did what he was supposed to do, but not completely.
Yeah.
He should have never been standing in front of Cotto like that, or Canelo like that for so long.
Yeah,
like,
that
he
killed
would
him.
get off and then just stand there and put his gloves up real high and get fucking whacked. And that wasn't looking good for him. That was, if he would have just not like bicycled around as much and kind of used that jab more, and turned him rather than like kind of run away, he might have been able to pull it out, but he couldn't hurt Canelo, man. He just dude, put it this way: the heaviest Canelo has ever came in prior was 174 pounds. That's 1 pound under the light heavyweight limit, and that was the Angulo fight. Go watch that fight and this fight. He was clearly bigger in this fight, so he was probably a cruiserweight, on the low end, but he was over the light heavyweight limit. I'd almost guarantee it, man. Like, 'cause he was bigger, so, that has to be a few pounds to notice it.
Do you think that there's any version of Cotto that could have beat this version of Canelo?
No. He's too little, man. He can't hurt him. He couldn't hurt him. You saw, they were talking about it, and it was obvious. Canelo was so fucking confident in there. He knew he couldn't get hurt. He was just doing damn near whatever he wanted to when Cotto was in front of him.
Yeah, he was dancing around and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he could have, but it would have been tough. No, he wouldn't. It was, dude. I'll say this: Cotto gave a great accounting of himself. That shows his previous fights with Roach were not a mirage. He's just, dude, I bet he can go to 154 and beat the shit out of anyone down there.
Yeah.
This guy was just too big. And I don't ever want to hear that Canelo needs a catch weight or he's not a middleweight ever again. That dude's
Cotto took a lot of good shots from Canelo too.
Yeah, he did.
Thunderdome, put you on the spot. Canelo, Triple G.
Triple G, because he would do exactly what Cotto was supposed to do. Plus, his punches will hurt.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Everything that Cotto should have did, he will do, and the punches will be effective. And I'll tell you this: we know Triple G has a tremendous middleweight chin, and if he wasn't hurting Cotto, he ain't hurting Triple G. It's he'd have to hit him perfect. I mean, he got hit with Lemieux's fucking haymaker left hooks a few times, never bothered him once. Like, didn't bother. He actually got mad and came and attacked. So, no, but I think it would be a hell of a fight. A hell of a fight.
BT, ask Thunderdome about Golden Boy and Al Heyman.
Oh, what do you think about the Golden Boy promotions and like just their landscape in boxing now? And
Well, see, the thing is, they're in 2000, end of 2016, beginning of 2017. They're gonna have a few new fighters. They got some really like blue chip prospects on their roster now, but they're prospects. They only got 12, 13 fights.
don't they have Diego De La Hoya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's one of them.
They have a bunch. I mean, they signed like 17 guys this year. Like top prospects, man.
Good.
And not all 17 are gonna pan out, but out of that 17, they'll get a few. That'll at least keep them afloat for a little while, and they gotta just keep making moves, hopefully, to stay alive.
Did you feel any type of way of Lemieux and Matisse losing? Did they drop this? Did a lot of stock drop from that, or do you think that it was just good exposure?
Well, they actually are the promoter of the year for making the fights that the fans want. That's
really?
No. What other promoter put on better fights than them? Think of that. No one. But they lost the 2 out of 3. But they put on a lot of other good fights too. But Lemieux is so sellable in Canada. They'll go make millions up in Canada putting him in the ring with, decent guys, but guys he'll beat. And then he'll get back and he'll get another shot. They just better match him better next time.
Yeah.
Matisse, I don't know about him. He's I don't know.
You think he's shot?
I don't know about necessarily shot, but he's just not the level of fighter we thought he was.
Okay.
He just can't win the big one, man. Can't do it.
So you don't see Golden Boy folding?
Not within the next couple of years. I mean, they might fold in like 2018 or something. That's possible.
Damn. So you do see they're having struggles.
Well, yeah, they're having struggles for sure. I mean, they're very limited on top guys. Very limited. I don't know what they're gonna do next year, man. That's why I'm not even sure they're gonna put as much as I think Triple G or Canelo kind of said that just to keep his image, but then the fight probably won't happen. They're gonna say, well, we want to gradually move him up. The next fight will be a 57, not Triple G. Then one at 60, not Triple G, then Triple G. While they can try to figure something out. I'm a little worried that fight still isn't going to happen. I just saw an interview with Triple G, though. He was at the fight.
Yeah, they showed him.
Yeah. Oh, did they? I didn't notice that. I saw it's on Fight Hype. He says it's a great fight, and I want it. I hope it happens. So there's no reason for it not to, because we know they'll give Canelo whatever the fuck they want.
And BT, I ain't trying to take your story over, but I just want to ask Thunderdome, how did Al Heyman beat that lawsuit?
What? He didn't beat any lawsuit yet.
He didn't beat the one with De La Hoya or Top Rank.
Arum? No, he just got Arum had to refile it. That was all. The Arum had to take Waddell and Reed out of who he was suing or whatever. He was allowed to redraft the entire lawsuit, but he had to take Waddell and Reed out of it and now he has to take it. He already gave it back to the judge. He had 30 days to do it. They did it, and they refiled it. Now we have to find out what the judge does with that one. So,
Wow.
and Golden Boys is still going through. We don't know what's up with that. We have to still wait. It's all going to take forever.
Yo, Thunderdome.
What's up?
We talked about this the other day. About Andy Lee. Where does Andy Lee fall in this whole middleweight equation now?
In a great position. A great position. He has two big-name middleweight champs out there that he could possibly get a fight with and make great paydays. And he can win either one of those fights. He always has that power that can change the whole fight. So he's in a great position. He just got to get past Saunders.
Yeah, I hope he does too, because he's been in some tough fights, tough positions, and he's managed to come out on top.
Yeah.
I like Lee. I think he's a good fighter.
I do too, and I think he's a tough son of a bitch for any of these guys. Because
Oh.
he usually has the most trouble with like bigger guys, or when his confidence was shot. But after beating, Jackson and Korobov, and I thought he beat Quillen, but he got a draw in Quillen's backyard, so that kind of tells you he beat him. So his confidence is riding high. If he beats Saunders, his confidence will be sky high, and that's only going to help his performance against, Cotto, Canelo, whoever, Toriano, well, not Toriano Johnson, but
I like him too.
yeah. He was really exciting. He was really exciting in his last fight.
Yeah, he looked really good.
Yeah. If that Canelo Triple G fight ain't happening, that will be Triple G's next opponent.
That wouldn't be a bad one. Toriano's got some thump in his gloves.
They were talking about that a lot. So yeah, Andy's is mandatory also. So he got to fight him eventually.
What about Kovalev and Stevenson? I still want to see that fight. We know Stevenson ducking him.
The WBC's gonna order another purse bid, and this one will actually go through since Kathy Duva got them fucking the Russian billionaire behind her now. But Stevenson might drop the damn belt, man. He might. I sure hope not. The only reason I think he might not, I think if anything, Heyman's gonna try to get Beater Beeb to beat him first or something to keep that belt in his stable, I don't know. That's a tricky one, man. It's getting Heyman to work with anyone is just crazy. People are making a big deal out of Bob Arum saying he won't work with Al Heyman, but he's been on record saying he will work with Al Heyman for the past year and 6 months, and Heyman will only work with him if he has to. So I'd get pissed too eventually, be like, damn, fuck you. You won't work with me, I won't work with you.
Yeah.
But I guarantee if a big fight gets offered, he'll do it. He's just, Arum, he just talks.
He does a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Any of you guys get a chance to see the and I only got to watch half of it, but there was an interview that came out, I think it was today on Fight Hype with Andre Ward.
Dude! Oh my god. Alright, hold on.
I was waiting for that.
Hold on, I saw it. It was annoying. Why did he even have to make it a race thing? He tried not, and then he did. He was he said, I've noticed a trend lately that the black fighters aren't getting, and listen to me, the black fighters aren't getting promoted as well as certain fighters, and he basically said Triple G's a spoiled brat with the media and promotion. But look at this. None of Al Heyman's fighters have a promoter. So how are you going to get promoted good if you just don't have a promoter, right? It's not Al Heyman's job to promote you, and he won't let you get a promoter. So they're not going to get promoted good. And if Ward's not happy with how he's being promoted, why is he crying about Triple G's promotion instead of not telling Rock Nation to promote him better? He always has a problem with promoters. He thinks he should be, fucking the #1 guy talked about in the world. But when your style is boring, when you don't have fans, when you don't fight, how do you think you're going to be the most talked about guy in boxing?
And
You don't knock people out. You know, you're chasing the bums of the bums recently. I mean, you're doing nothing to make people talk about you. Trust me, if he signs that Kovalev fight, he'll be getting talked about.
That'd be great.
You know? Or if he starts, you know, like historically and generally also, and this does suck for this style of fighter, but the point scoring fighter, the slickster style of fighter, they've always been historically and generally harder to promote. Why? Because we want fucking action. We want exciting fighters, right? Like, he was like, how come Triple G can be humble and I can't? You know, they tell me to do more. They're not telling you to open your mouth. They're telling you to fight in a more exciting fashion. You know, go for knockouts. Start fucking exchanging. But he don't have power, so it's a little hard. I understand that. But, you know, dude, you know, it's not Triple G's fault. Even during the Super 6, everyone talked about how he can't sell tickets, how he's hard to work with. This is nothing new. You know,
I was watching the Fudge fight, and they were talking about his boring stuff.
Yeah, they always have. And he acts like it's something new. This has been happening with him his entire career before we ever knew the name Triple G. You know, when he was pound for pound #2, no one talked about him. And, you know, there was no Triple G then. And he said Triple G's a spoiled brat because he gets it easy with the media. But if you watch that, right, they talked to him. They purposely bashed Triple G in that video. So how's he the darling? And I'm talking about the media guy, whoever was asking the questions. He said, you know, he was wanting to come up and fight Crotch at 68, but then didn't want to fight you at 68. And he's like, but you made him an offer, and he turned it down. But did not. The guy didn't say. Well, Ward said I made him an official offer. He turned it down in 5 minutes. Well, we all heard that. How come that media dude, who's a fight hype guy, of course, but how come he didn't say, well, you made him an offer after he had already announced a fucking pay-per-view fight? And his next fight was supposed to be the Cotto Canelo winner. So, of course, he's going to say after that, and that's what he said, after that. But why didn't they say, well, hey, Ward, when he made you an offer for 64, 50, 50, if you didn't like it, why didn't you right then send him a counteroffer, 68? And he would have cornered Triple G. If Triple G would have turned it down, you know, it would have looked horrible. But that's why he couldn't have turned it down, or he would have been looked at as a huge pussy. But Ward, they didn't say, how come you didn't make an offer when you were both free? Why didn't you respond to his offer? You know, the guys who interview, Ward pretty much only does interviews with Fight Hype, if you guys noticed this.
Yeah.
So, and we know their history, right?
Yes.
They get their
They give you a shake.
Floyd was their favorite fighter. Now it's Ward, and then still Floyd if he comes back. But right now, Ward's their favorite fighter, so they're gonna try to make him look like, you know.
Why they think so dark?
Why? I don't know, man. I don't know. I left a comment on that video, and at the very end, I say, how can this be called a media outlet when it's just a fucking fanboy with a camera?
Yeah. Was it Ben Thompson again?
Yeah, Ben Thompson.
Ah, the great Ben Thompson.
Yeah.
I mean, Floyd called Ben Thompson up on Adrian Broner.
It's the only people they'll do interviews with, and it's because they are protected. You know.
Yeah.
Let me have a camera and.
Oh man.
Oh, you know they don't want to talk.
Watch what Ward does. He'll either choke me out or run away. You know?
First, he'll ask you who you with.
I'd be like, well, I'd just straight up ask him, hey, how come you took 3.5 weeks to even open your mouth when Triple G offered you a fight? How come when you were in the fighter meeting with, I think it was Macklin and Triple G, and they said, Triple G, you ready to fight Ward? He said yes. And they said, well, hey, Ward, you ready to fight Triple G? He said no. But on that video, he says, I've been trying to fight him for years.
Oh,
Dude, that's a fucking complete lie.
Damn.
And they don't call him out on it. I'd call his ass right out on him. Like,
So-
that's
Ward a liar?
Do you think that Ward is injured right now, or is
No.
He
Yes.
might. He probably has like a little knee irritation. I mean, Manny Pacquiao fought with a fucking torn rotator cuff. You can't fight with a little irritated knee against a D-level fighter?
Damn.
Give me a break.
He's stalling.
Rock Nation got left is Ward.
Yeah, Rigondeaux.
Rigo now. Regan. Wait, what do they want us to call him now?
Rigondeaux.
Rigondeaux. He's still Rigondeaux to me.
What did you think about his performance, Thunderdome?
I wanted to punch my screen. Dude, my buddy who I'm always shouting out in the Rigondeaux videos, Abel Ultra Jr. His dad's real cool with Rigo's team, right? So that's where I get all that information and stuff. And his dad was on the phone all this week with Rigo's trainer, and he was telling Abel's dad, like, he's only at 80% right now. Okay, so I understand that. I understand he's 80%, but I consider Rigondeaux an elite fighter, not an A-level fighter, elite. If you're even elite and you're 80%, let's say worst case scenario, that makes you an A-level fighter for that night. Not A+, even, I'll go the whole way down to just A-level. Dude, he was in the ring with a C- like type fighter. That dude was the equivalent. He was the same or worse as Loma's opponent. Go look at their resumes and his history. Watch his fights. The guy's terrible. And that's a fucking masterful fighter who can punch hard, who can box Rigondeaux versus fucking a scrub. And he's landing 7 punches around.
Damn.
I mean, come on, man. Step it up a bit. Like,
I wanted to vomit watching the fight. I was sitting there hyping him up, like, to all the people that don't know much about boxing. I'm like, man, this guy is great.
Dude, Rigo is my son's favorite fighter. He was so, I forgot to tell him, like, when it was announced, and he was waiting. We're sitting right next to each other, and I didn't want to shit on his fighter while he was awake. I didn't shit on him until he went to bed, and then I made my video. But, he himself was like, I'm losing respect for Rigondeaux.
And how old is he?
10. He's 10. He was like, this is boring as can be, man.
Yeah.
He was like, he said,
the second round didn't look any different than the 10th.
All he did was jab, 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 run, jab, 2 hold. Jab, jab, run, 2 hold. It was ridiculous, man. And that guy couldn't do a thing to him. So if you don't want to, go all out because you're only 80, which should have still been enough. But if he's 80, he still could have at least landed, say, 20 punches around. Really bust the guy up. Dig, throw. Did he throw any combinations?
No.
It was horrible, man. It might have been his worst performance. Like, it was that bad. He apologized. He apologized afterwards. Abel went and got the apology. He put it on like Instagram or something, and he translated it for the group. He basically said he's sorry that the performance wasn't up to par. He was only 80%.
Wow.
He's gonna fight more than once a year, and he promises to make it up next time. So even he knows the performance was shit, But when the whole crowd's booing you, don't you think you should step it up a bit? This is a paper, dude. I'm glad. Like I tried to buy the fight, but my cable company fucked me for whatever reason. And I'll get my money back, thankfully, and I got a good stream. But I would have been pissed if I actually paid for that. Like, yo, I'm paying $70. Actually, like 78 with tax, and you're gonna do that? Like, this isn't just some, HBO After Dark, buddy. We're paying a lot extra here. Yeah, and all the other fights were great, though. They were all great.
The one with the Asian guy and I can't remember the names.
Vargas and Mira. Dude, that fight was amazing.
That was incredible.
Vargas in that fight. I was kind of glad about that one. Because he's.
I'm gonna have to head to sleep, but it's great talking to everybody.
Yeah, no doubt.
Take care, Dot One.
Talking to you, and you're gonna be on your regular old channel.
Yeah. I'm gonna catch up with y'all. BT, are you gonna do another hangout after Klitschko?
Yes, I will.
All right, I'll be there. I'll see you next week.
All right, take care.
I'll start the channel and letting everyone know, bud.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll do the same.
Thank you, man.
All right.
See you later, bro.
Have a great one.
Later, bro.
Bye.
What do you guys think about the Klitschko Fury fight? Actually, who do you guys
Um,
got?
I have Klitschko winning, but I think it's going to be a very interesting fight just because we finally get to see Vlad in there where a guy who's taller than him. Fury has shown some dimensions to switch styles
Yeah, he's
recently.
versatile. He's
So
versatile.
I think it's a tougher fight than people are giving Fury credit for. I think he's a better fighter than people are giving him credit. Like I was watching the Cotto Canelo fight at somebody else's house, and the Fury Klitschko previews came on, and they knew Klitschko, but they don't know Fury, so they're like, oh, they just wrote him off, like he's a nobody. But I think
He's one of the top 5, without a doubt, best
easily.
heavyweights in the world. Yeah, easily. I mean, he might be like number 3. You know what I mean? It could be number 2 even. Who would you rate? Maybe Povetkin, but Povetkin already lost to Vlad, so I'd have to put Fury above him until the fight at least. You know, I definitely put him above Wilder.
Yeah.
He's beaten better competition like many times. So it's Klitschko, Wilder, Fury, Povetkin. I'm not putting Joshua in the top 5 yet. Maybe Pulev. He's a really good fighter. I was really surprised how easily Klitschko handled him.
Yeah,
Like,
Pulev got destroyed.
He was an international amateur superstar, and he fought with a pro style, so that was amazing. But Klitschko just annihilated that dude.
Wow.
But I got Klitschko in the Fury fight as well. I actually think he's gonna win by a knockout too.
How about you, Raf?
I don't know much about Fury. I think he's entertaining, but
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to see the fight.
I want to see Fury become the heavyweight champion so bad.
Oh, he talks so much shit. He would really shake up the division, and there's a rematch clause in there too. So it might be cool to see Fury win, have the hype for the rematch, Fury talk all that smack. That could be really exciting. What was I gonna say?
How about those PBC fights later that day?
Dude, I have so many PBC fights DVR'd, haven't watched one of them.
So what you're telling me is you haven't watched Frederick Lawson versus Kevin Bizier?
I haven't watched it. I haven't DVR'd. Dude, I haven't even watched Lamont Peterson's fight. That's how far back I go.
Against Felix Diaz?
Yeah, the one I guess my buddy was telling me he might have lost it, and I need to.
Diaz looked good in that fight. I watched it.
What's that?
Diaz actually looked pretty good in that fight.
Yeah, I heard it was a good fight, and I want to watch it. And I also heard to watch the one that just happened. Well, it was on Showtime, but they've been calling the Showtime fights PBC. They said PBC on the Showtime fight that was just the one I'm talking about. I started watching it, but didn't get much into it. That Frank Galarza versus Hurd or whatever.
Oh, I watched that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that one dude's would look pretty damn good.
Hurd looked nice. I was watching that here. And usually I don't watch the Showbox cards that often. I want to make an effort to watch the Showbox cards more because I like seeing the prospects. But
Yeah.
Hurd was nice. He was sticking the jab real well, touching them, mixing combinations in there. I never heard of the guy, but he looked good.
Yeah, I never heard of him either, and I heard he looked good. So I am gonna watch that fight for sure.
Yeah. What about I know we talked about this a little bit. You had a problem with All Access and Quillen and Jacobs.
Dude, there was many things that bothered me, but like, first of all, Quillen's with fucking Memo Heredia. That was just despicable. The thing that really made me mad was Danny Jacobs lying to the cancer survivors, saying lying right to them. He said, "I'm the first cancer survivor to ever become a world champion." He's not a world champion. There's 4 belts. He don't have one. So it's like, why'd you say that?
Is he like the WBA?
It's the WBA regular. It's not even
regular.
world. It's called WBA regular championship. That ain't world, dude. There's only 4 world belts, and you don't have one of them. Like, I couldn't believe he never has.
Somebody must have told him to say that.
Oh, they did. He kept saying it the whole time.
Oh, stop.
They were acting like the WBA regular title was the middleweight title. Like, there isn't 5, 7 other ones. There's not 4 major other ones. That's the only one. Jacobs is the middleweight champ.
Yeah.
He's the guy to beat in the division.
He's
And
Triple G.
Yeah, and Quillen's Triple G.
Yeah.
It was, oh my god, yeah, it drove me nuts.
When I watched it and I saw there was a part in there where Peter Quillen is running wind sprints on the beach with Memo Heredia, and then was like, dig harder, dig harder.
Yeah,
I never knew Quillen was with Memo Heredia until at that moment, actually.
just hooked up with him for this fight.
Oh, okay.
For this fight.
I'm actually supposed to see Quillen. I might see Quillen on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Because
cool.
he's working. Him and Algeria are doing the media workout at the gym, one of the gyms in Miami.
If you get to talk to him, please say, why would you dare connect your career to the most controversial PED smuggler in sports history?
I might say the best part about that question is I might ask that question.
You
and
don't
Memo
have
Heredia
to
might be
say
there.
yeah, you don't have to say he's using, but just say, you know, this guy has a very bad reputation. I mean, that kind of can, even if you win the fight, it could put an asterisk or taint your victory. Why would you want to risk that when there's 5,000 other strength and conditioning coaches you can get?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You know, I always think that. Why? And then Marta Tarosian went public and said he tried hiring Memo, thinking he was just a strength and conditioning coach. The very first conversation he ever had, Memo said, "Give me $7,500 and I'll get you DVDs." And he put it, and fans, Marta Tarosian put it right on Twitter. Like, I can't believe this guy just did that. So don't tell me he's not giving fighters PEDs. You know, Marta Tarosian straight put him on blast.
Damn.
He said, "Give me $7,500, I'll go get you the PEDs."
That's on the internet.
Yeah, it's on Van's. It's on Marta Tarosian's Twitter. I can get it because I responded to it.
Yo, send me that link. I gotta see that.
I got you.
Yo, that's crazy. But now I got Quillen and Algeria on Tuesday.
Dude, I made a video about it. I'm pretty sure the link is in my video. I'll get it.
All right. Yeah. But I mean, Algeria will be there too, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, that'd be real cool. I'd like to hear about John David Jackson. Dude, if John David Jackson's there, like, I'm real cool with Quan Paxton. I like text him and stuff like that, but I don't have the nerve to ask him. Like, I don't want to feel like I am using him to get to John David Jackson or whatever. Because that's Sergey's strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah, I know Don Juan does interviews with him.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah. But I keep wanting to be like, yo, man, why don't you fucking tell John to hit me up? But I just feel like it's a dick move almost.
Yo, Raf, I know you're like in Vegas. Are you gonna go to the TMT gym anytime soon?
I can't believe you haven't for interviews, bro.
I went like 3 months ago.
Even if you don't want to be a dickhead, there's still a ton of interviews there. You know?
I don't want to speak bad because I'm in Vegas.
Yeah. You might get a fucking bullet in your back.
Yeah, I don't want to get to go through drama just when I'm just trying to make a living here.
Yeah.
But,
I've been threatened.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what I'm talking about, then, Thunderdome.
But no, that's why I don't blame you. That's why I said if you don't want to be a dick, I totally, that's fine. But there's still some good. You can get some like just decent boxing stuff.
Or even some footage.
Yeah. I got connections with Chris Robinson. Shout out to Hustle Boss. I've been in the TMT gym like 2 or 3 times already, and it's not a big deal. The only thing is that when these guys are training, they don't want pictures.
Yeah. You kind of got to get them when they walk outside and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be like, hey, you got a couple minutes? Got 2 minutes? That's all you really need,
Yeah.
Throw in 2, 3 questions in 2 minutes even, and then make 2, 3 videos if you want.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I have the heavyweight factory right here, so.
I know, man. I know.
I got Amir. What's his name? The heavyweight. Trevor the Dream Bryant trains here too.
Yeah.
He's there. Got Shannon there.
Amir Amon, man.
Bro, he's one of the coolest dudes.
Yeah, and that could turn out to be one of the greatest fucking connects. Because in 5 years, he might be fucking running shit.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like Amir is a real cool dude, and he told me like he wants to get his name out there. So I want to go back again real soon, talk to him again. Probably because he has a fight, like a random fight on the 28th. He's fighting some random dude.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I was glad to see him in that Castillo fight to get tested a bit, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel all guys coming up need them, you know, tough guys and tough fights, put him through adversity. And he came through. He came through. And I just love how that guy's in the gym constantly.
Oh, yeah. Every time I go there.
Yeah. Can't ask for more.
No,
When are you gonna catch up with him again?
I was just there about 2 weeks ago, so I'm gonna probably wait about another week or two, and I might shoot down there again before he leaves for his fight.
Nice.
I've been talking to Margaret Goodman from VADA.
Yeah.
Twitter and stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah, she hit me up, dude.
Shout out to Vada.
She sent me.
Shout out to Vada.
Yeah, bro, straight up. She sent me a message and said, "You're one of the only ones who truly gets it." And then sent me, oh, she's been telling me all kinds of shit. I can't say any of it, though, because she always says, "You are not allowed to quote me in caps."
Can you say it when we're off there?
If
not, it's okay.
No, but hit me up.
Is Thunderdome gonna have his own section in VADA?
No. But she's just a really cool lady, man. She is. She's real cool. Like, I couldn't believe it when I checked my fucking messages, and like we followed each other but never talked. And she must have seen. I was talking to Gabe for a few days about.
What's her role again? I'm sorry. What is her role again? In
like the head lady of VADA. I don't know what the title is, but you know she's like a chairwoman or something. I don't know. You'd have to Google it.
Okay, no biggie.
But she knows everything, you know, that's going on with the business.
That's great. Are you gonna like? I know you can't review.
I could definitely get an interview with her. I'll tell you that.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd probably be very insightful stuff.
No doubt. I got a appointment with a doctor on December 2nd that I'm interviewing about PEDs.
Our favorite subject.
Yeah. For real, man.
No, it's a problem. It's a big problem. We gotta clean up the sport. People are getting sick and tired of the boxing politics, and at some point, it's gotta stop. So it's up to like guys like yourself who know about the sport and are passionate about it. Guys like myself who are passionate about the sport, and obviously Raf as well. So just help as much as we can.
It's also interesting too. People want to know. Some people don't know about it.
You're right. And I can tell them, but they don't. They'll be like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm gonna be in a doctor's office, right at his, with the camera on him. He'll tell you his credentials. They can check it online, and he'll tell them everything. Because I'll tell you straight up, the first thing I was like really asking him about was if a fighter, needed 750 milliliters of fluid the day before a fight for dehydration purposes, should he have fought the next day? And he said, well, and I said injected in his home. And he said, well, like, first of all, he should have never had that done in his home. He should have been rushed to an emergency room and held overnight for observations. And, if he was that dehydrated to where he needed a 750 milliliter IV, then he 100% should not have been fighting the next day. And he was basically just saying it's that's real sketchy. I can't remember what he was saying, but it didn't make any sense to him. Put it that way. So it's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. And it ain't even really about that. I just want to kind of ask him questions like, because some people just think you get power from them. So you just hit harder. But there's so many PEDs. I just want to ask him, a lot of other stuff too.
Was it Paul not PEDs for his last fight?
He was with Memo. Yeah.
There's a possibility. There's a huge possibility.
Yeah, he was on him for sure. And he still couldn't break an egg. Still couldn't even get a fucking punch off.
Paulie is.
That coward still will not debate with me.
Paulie, oh yeah, because I remember you said in the video something about a Paulie
I
Malignaggi.
talked to him on Twitter 50 fucking times. He always sets a date and then backs out a week before and says, let's reschedule. I'm doing this. And I say, dude, here's my number. Just call me anytime. Nope, never called.
Why don't we?
We're calling you out, Paulie. You better come and debate Thunderdome, chump.
Same with the WBC, Mauricio.
Still the one.
Not Mauricio. What is it? Jose? I don't know. The new one. Yeah. I was talking to him. He was answering all my questions. As soon as they got tough, he said, "Oh, you gotta contact me here for an interview." I was like, "What the hell? We're just talking here, buddy. Oh, all of a sudden I asked you a tough question. Now you can't speak no more, huh?"
Yeah. WBC and Paulie, stop being chumps and talk Thunderdome.
Yeah.
We just want some answers. That's all we want.
Yeah.
Paulie.
I was mad at the Triple G fight because there was no one there to really like grill, because it was all like basically legit people.
Yeah, they're all humble and chill.
Yeah, well, and they all did VADA, and there was nothing really,
Yeah.
I asked them about the Laura fight. I asked them about the Ward thing and stuff like that. I still got a bunch of footage I'm gonna put out like in a little while. But I asked them about like future fights, so I'm gonna wait until they kind of get made.
I like the video that you did post. Did you ever get to talk to Kellerman?
Kellerman, dude, you know what's crazy? I didn't talk to Kellerman there, but afterwards, me and my buddies jumped in a cab and we were like, take us to a diner. We were hungry, right? The guy, we're like 2 blocks from our hotel. He drives us like 8 blocks away. The diner's closed. So he's like, I know another one that's like right from where I fucking picked you up at. So he was an asshole. So he took us back to where he picked us up at, basically, and gave us another diner. We walk in. Max Kellerman's there. Chris Mannix is there. The diner was like the size of like your living room. It was so small. It was Kellerman, Mannix. They were eating together. Dan Rafeal, Kevin Ioli, and then a couple other guys I don't know. They were all eating together.
That was a big fish.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't talk to Mannix. I got to talk to Kellerman for a bit, and I asked Rafeal about the Porter Thurman fight because he was the first one to report on that,
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, buddy, what's up with that? Anything new on the Porter Thurman fight, and is it gonna happen? And he told me, he said it's 100% gonna happen. You can say it all you want. Trust me, I will not steer you wrong. So, yesterday I think it was, Sean Porter said the fight is on. We just don't have a date or a venue.
That's good news.
Yeah.
Why don't they have that?
I don't know, because they're trying to get that PBC on Fox. So if they can get PBC on Fox, they want Porter and Thurman to be the first fight. And once they get the deal with Fox, then they'll figure out where Fox wants to do it and what date. So that's why. Because you can't get a venue without knowing your date. And Fox has to give them a date first. So that's why. The fight's on, though.
Well, thank you, Al Heyman.
Yeah, for real. Like I said, I'd say thank you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, that can be one of the best fights of the year, bro. Like even like it can happen in January or something, and that could still be a fight of the year. That's 2 prime, top level guys, man, in the hottest division in boxing.
And they could rematch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. They probably will. I know Kenny Porter he said they want at least 2 fights. Like even if they win, they want to give Keith the rematch. So that was really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Saying I don't want just another fight if I lose. They're saying even if we win, we still would like to do that fight again. And the reason is because it's a big money fight. They'll get nice ass paydays for that.
That's Heyman, 2 good warriors right there.
Oh yeah.
And the build will be fun. Seeing
Yeah.
Thurman talk trash and You know, Sean's been feeling himself recently, so that'll be fun.
Yes, you're right, man.
He was like, if I win this fight, you know, Mayweather's gonna come see me.
I know.
Who's that?
Sure didn't.
That's
I'll
good.
never forget. He right after he won that, it was like I think right after the fight, someone went and told him that Floyd had said he wasn't interested in Sean. His whole smile just collapsed. It was like the world ended for him. He just got so sad faced. He was like, did he really say that? They were like, yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, he's he's real confident right now.
He
I remember, I think it was on Instagram. I follow Michelle Joy Phelps, something like that.
Yeah.
And she was doing the picture of her doing an interview with Sean. Sean has a shirt off, and he has like this real like confident look at his face, like he's like, yeah, you see the six pack.
Yeah. He's riding like the highest wave of his life, man.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good fighter.
I do too. I like his attitude. I like that he brings it. I don't care that he's not like the most extremely talented guy. All he really does bad is smother his shots. But I love that dude. He's a great fighter. Brings it. I wish he had a better promoter, man. If he was a fucking top rank, everyone would know who he is. Same with Keith Thurman, man.
Oh man.
I don't know why Heyman can't just like sign all these guys to Mayweather Promotions or something. That way they can start getting actually promoted. But, you know, when you're just a fighter with no promoter, no one's looking for you. Al Heyman has fucking 200 fighters or whatever, and he has, 20 decent fighters, like 6, 7 top level guys. That's too many guys. He don't have he's not going to put all that money into promoting them. That's what the promotional company does. These guys should be a lot bigger than they are.
Yeah, it makes me sick to my stomach when like I go to the gym. You see a Miriam Mom shadowboxing, and the one dude that comes up to me and asks, "Who's that?" I'm like, "You know who that is?"
Yeah, exactly. Everyone.
I gotta sit there and explain to him that this dude is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So that pisses me off.
Yeah, that guy right there would beat Mayweather. What are you talking about?
Don King's not trying to hype that up. He's like, we want Imam versus Mayweather.
Did he say that?
It was an article on Boxing Scene. I saw it a few days ago.
Oh man, I didn't. Fuck! I wish I saw that. I did a video.
I'll go find it. He said it a few times.
Oh, I gotta find that then. I gotta do a video on that.
When you let me know when you do that. I know to anticipate.
Yeah. I'm not gonna shit on Floyd or not, but I'm just gonna say this is the type of guy he needs to fight.
Yeah.
He needs to fight versatile opponents, prime, versatile opponents, not one-dimensional passive times, drained, brought up from 140. No, none of that. He needs to fight a prime fucking fighter, versatile.
So what you're telling me is you don't want to see him fight Chris Algieri next?
No. Or Garcia.
What do you think of Floyd fighting in the new MGM?
He's definitely doing it.
Oh yeah.
I actually heard that, and this is a fact. You can't even. They're not even booking fights there right now, because they're not. They're saving the first date for Mayweather. It's already reserved that the first fight there is going to be a Mayweather fight. It's reserved, so you can't even book a fight there. So it tells you right there that he's coming back.
Yeah, he's gonna set the bar for the
Mayweather versus Conor.
It's possible, man. It's possible. It is. I thought if Cotto won tonight, he might fight Cotto. But after I saw Cotto fight, he ain't fucking fighting Cotto, man. Cotto will rip him a new asshole. Like that was the worst. Like that was Cotto. Yeah, he fought a shell of Cotto, and now, man, no. I think Cotto would beat him for sure. For sure, he might get robbed on the cards, but he beat him. Yeah. He would.
He would actually do better than he did the last time.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. And he did damn good the last time for being like in the the condition he was and how he trained himself. I
Yeah.
mean, give me a break. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he's had a lot of nice combinations versus Canelo. Just didn't have the power. But if he faces Mayweather, it's gonna be a different reaction.
Exactly. Them punches will have effect. Them punches will have effect.
But Mayweather's first fight at MGM Grand, they're gonna have Kenny Bayless, Dave Moretti, Burt Clements, the whole squad, ready to get him that W.
And Kenny Bayless' his brother.
Yeah, man. I'll never forget after that second Maidana fight when Senior went right on camera, post-fight, like, not post-fight in the ring, but, backstage in the press conference room. He went right on camera and said, I called Kenny Bayless and said, will you ref the fight for my son? I couldn't believe it. When it's a fact, it's in the rules that the Nevada State Athletic Commission is supposed to appoint the ref. But Senior chose the ref. And I don't blame Senior for this, but tell me in a million years, if your son was fighting in a combat sport, would you not tell that ref, dude, please look after my son, I'll hook you up, what do you want? I know if my son was fighting, I'm doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't blame Senior at all, but I can blame Bayless for accepting. He should have said no.
Maybe that's why Floyd got involved instead of letting Roger run things, because supposedly Floyd Sr. said that Roger was letting Junior get hit too much.
He was. Yeah, he was. He was. He was kind of trying to get him to be more offensive. If you remember them last couple fights with Roger, he was actually taking a little bit of punishment because he didn't want him to be so defensive. He wanted him to open up on people. That's just Roger, man. He's a fighter, but that's not his son either.
Right.
Senior's gonna really look after him. Like, no, I don't want you to get hurt at all. But however, in the Pacquiao fight, he was telling him to open the fuck up, quit fighting scared, open up. So,
man, if we could just edit a clip of just Floyd Sr. talking to Floyd Jr. all throughout that fight, you would have thought that Floyd lost.
You would. You definitely would. I mean, think of Neil from Hoop Jab. Dude, he's a huge Floyd fan. He thinks Floyd lost that fight. To this day, he still says it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just last week. I couldn't believe it. He still was saying it. I was like, damn, he's still sticking with that.
For some odd reason, I feel like he said Floyd won, but I'm gonna have to bring that up because I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, I asked him. I'm like 99% sure that's the fight he was talking about because that's the fight the Post was talking about.
Yeah.
I remember him saying something about even if you're watching in slow-mo, it's the same thing.
Oh, see, I thought I actually, dude, I swear he said he watched it in slow-mo and that's when he realized that Floyd lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm agreeing.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, dude, actually, you're the one who first told me that. And I said, no way.
Who, me?
No, Rap.
Okay.
Yeah, he said it in a different group, and then he said that he thought he won.
Yeah,
Pacquiao won.
Yep. I mean, so a lot of people look at that fight totally different. And it's because you can, because not much happened. So you can really go wherever.
TBE.
So where do you think Canelo goes from here? I mean,
I don't think he has any choice but to fight Triple G. Especially how he said, give me the gloves, I'd fight him right now. Dude, you better fight him then.
Oh my gosh. People will hold that to him.
Yeah, because remember how he said 52 and got held to it? So, you said it, buddy.
Man, I can't lie. I kind of hope. I really hope Triple G beats the brakes off of him.
I think he will.
I don't. I mean, I don't like. I like Canelo at all.
I wasn't ever a big fan of Canelo. Tonight, I gained a little more respect for him because he finally beat a legit fighter.
Yeah.
Even if it was close, I feel anyway, he still beat a legit fighter. I didn't know Cotto was really the real deal again. I thought he was, but I had big question marks because all I kept thinking was, why would they drain Gil? you know, if they were so confident he was what he was. But after seeing him in there with Canelo, taking those shots, jumping right back in, remember I kept saying, once he gets hurt, he better not start just running. He didn't. He got hurt, recovered, went right back and attacked. I was very impressed with Cotto. I was impressed with Canelo too, but
I think Cotto should have stayed in the pocket.
yeah, he should have. He should have.
He should have worked his left hook more too to the body.
Yeah, he definitely should have. He should have stayed in that pocket, kept turning them, and you know, pumping that jab. Because when he pumped that jab, what did Canelo do? He wouldn't throw until Cotto was done. So he should have kept. You have to keep your hands at home when someone's throwing at you because you want to keep defense. And Cotto usually has really good defense when he's throwing. He'll always keep the one hand up that he ain't throwing at the time. So he should have, you know, kept pumping that jab, unload, get the hell out of there, turn. And
his
then,
combos were looking nice, man. Who knows if he would have kept keep opening up the whole night.
Yep. Yeah. I think he gives anybody at 54 the toughest fight of their life. Any of them. Like, he should go back to 54. Canelo.
That would cool.
Were you shocked that? Because I noticed this, but were you shocked that Canelo didn't throw any jabs?
Yeah, I was. That's a big problem with him. I talked about that in my video. Even his team wasn't telling him. Again, and he was doing all right, but all they kept saying was, "You're doing good. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good." and then at the end, Cotto's like, "They're such great trainers." I'm like, "What did you listen to Roach? He was given tactical instructions every minute of that break, and the other guys are just cheerleading. Like, don't tell me they're good. The Reynosos are good trainers. Man. They're fucking trash."
Yo, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Canelo in his interview say that I forgot what a jab was tonight?
Yeah, and no, I think what he said was, I didn't even know what a jab was until I met Reynosos.
Oh, okay.
Like, they taught me everything I know.
Nah.
So, dude, they should have taught you how to, like, remember that jab.
Trainer of the year.
Yeah, even in the Lara fight.
I think Golovkin would eat him for breakfast, man.
I do too. I think he would do exactly what Cotto should have, and his punches are gonna hurt. You know, I mean, dude, we know he's gonna be sticking Canelo with that jab. He's gonna fight just like he fought Lemieux. How can Canelo beat that? Canelo don't know how to box. He can't control range. He don't know how to turn. He don't jab. A jab is his weakness. We just saw Cotto have major success with it, and Golovkin got a much better jab, much more accurate, much more powerful. I mean, man, yeah, he's gonna get the brakes beat off.
And the only reason why Canelo was bouncing around doing all that stuff was because Cotto would let him, basically.
Yeah, he can't. They never taught him how to cut the fucking ring off, man. They never did. Cotto should try to emulate Golovkin as much as he can. That's the same shape of fighter. That's exactly how he should be fighting. But he just don't have the background. You know, he never had a great teacher.
What is it with Cotto that he doesn't like to fight tall?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Like crouches, and he's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how he always was. Even the first fight I ever saw him on, I think it was like his 7th pro fight. And, I mean, he didn't fight like Cotto. He fought like Mike Tyson. He imitated Mike Tyson. So he loves that crouching style. And he slowly changed it into his style, but he still does a lot of crouching. Damn, I love them pictures behind you there, BT.
Oh, yeah, like Tyson, Crawford, Larry.
I thought that was Crawford. Who's the one below Tyson?
Oh, you can't. Amir Imam.
Oh, okay, I can't. It's glaring.
Amir Imam and Don King, actually. But.
I thought that was Andre Ward for a second.
No. If it was Andre, I would have pointed it out earlier at the Thunderdome.
Dude, Ward is such a talent, man. And he's throwing it away.
Yeah.
And turning fans off by crying. All the dude does is cry about Triple G in every single interview. Like,
Did you hear what he said about Kovalev in his interview today?
what?
He was like, yeah, Kovalev has a lot of power. I've heard he has a lot of power, but it's gonna take more than a lot of power to beat me.
Oh my God, boom! He fucking rocked your legs and put you right on your face. You talking about? Oh God! And he got more than power. He got more than power.
I'm like, have you seen his fights? He boxes pretty well under John David
Try to
Jackson.
get beyond that jab, buddy. I dare you.
Yeah.
If we were in a perfect world and Ward was not injured all the time, do you think he'd be more popular, or would it be the same?
He'd be more popular, but he still would never be like #1, you know, because even in his prime or whatever, he still wasn't. When he was like pound for pound #2, he couldn't even sell half of the tickets in his hometown stadium. That's crazy.
Yeah. Did the fight at Oracle Arena with Paul Smith even sell out? Like,
No. They gave away so many tickets too.
oh man,
They paid for that whole event. Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Yo, Thunderdome, what do you think about Felix Verdejo?
I love him.
For
He
some
reminds
odd,
me of Cotto or Trinidad even.
for some odd reason, like I've heard his name thrown around so much, but then like yesterday I was like, let me go look this kid up. Let me go do some homework on him, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, and he's being brought along perfectly. They keep stepping his opposition up tougher, so he's already faced little adversities, and it's going to keep happening. Unlike Spence,
Oh,
is just fighting can after can, not facing any adversity. When you're getting brought up as a prospect, I can't say it enough, you have to up your level. And once you get to 10 fights, you got to start upping your level every single fight, man. Until you hit that mark where you have a tough one. Then you fight a guy like that again. Until you master that level. Then move it up. Keep bumping it up. And Heyman just don't know how to develop prospects. Period.
yeah.
You don't. Like, how can you take a guy who's never ever fought anyone who came to really win, anyone who ever put you through adversity, and then all of a sudden this kid's gonna get thrown in with a B plus A level fighter? You know, that's gonna, like, I don't want. I like the kid. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see that happen because he'll lose because he won't know what to do once, like, you know, it gets tough.
Yeah.
And he's gonna see things he's never seen before. It's all gonna be new and confusing to him, man. Like, you can't do that to a guy like that. You gotta start up, and he needs to fight like Chris Algieri.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Someone who got skills, will come to win. You know, will do a little something, give him different looks, but can't knock him out. You know, so he'll win. Then you put him in with like Berto or Collazo. You know, Berto got a punch, so put him in with Berto. Then put him in with like a Collazo or any of those guys. Then you put him in there with like a Danny Garcia.
Hmm.
You know?
That's what I was saying too. Like, I did a video about how Heyman doesn't like develop prospects well, and you have people in the comments saying things like, "Heyman develops prospects real well. I'll name a few for you right now. You got the Charlo brothers. You got Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman." I'm like,
Number one, he didn't develop any of those fighters. Golden Boy did.
yeah.
First
Danny
of all,
Garcia was
Golden Boy's matchmakers did all of that.
That's what I said.
None of that has to do with Al Heyman. None of it. Spence is Al Heyman. Gary Russell Jr. was Al Heyman. Andre Berto was Al Heyman. That's Al Heyman's guys. Those are the guys he developed. And look what happened to them. At least Gary Russell's, you know, rebounded better. Well, I can't even really say better, because I thought Johnny Gonzalez would win that fight, but I didn't know he was shot. He just had like the greatest fight of his fucking life, and then he shot the very next fight. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done now as a fighter, but hey, he got a nice little win there. It doesn't mean much, but, you know, might have gave him some confidence. I love how he says, "I'll beat Loma 99 out of 100, but then won't even rematch him."
That was
like I told you, it's a guaranteed win then.
the dumbest quote I've heard in my life.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's Jay-Z's position right now in boxing, or is he just
He's just taking it slow, trying to grab up some guys. He's pretty much out of fighters already. Cotto has one more fight, and that's it. And he might continue after that. Who knows? Because he looked pretty damn good tonight.
He got Rigo.
Yeah, he got Rigo. Rigo's 35 though. That's only gonna last a couple more years probably.
Yeah, that's right.
So
he was like 32.
He needs 31. To get what?
No, Rigo's 35.
Yeah, no, Rigo's 35.
But Andre Ward's like 31, right?
Yeah, but who knows if this dude's ever gonna do what he's supposed to do? Like, and I'm not criticizing him here, but a lot. I mean, what's the number one reason? Like, why is the number one reason why a lot of athletes can't rise to the top that should have been some of the greatest ever, from basketball players to football players? Their body can't handle it. Their body breaks down, whether it's knee injuries, elbow, back. He just might not be able to endure it, and it's nothing against him. Some people's bodies are just like that. These injuries might nag him forever. He sure as shit is not the same Ward he was in the Super 6. He's clearly not, and I don't think he ever will be again, but he'll still be a top guy. But he's not hungry, man. The guy lives a great life, a great life, and he feels that he already accomplished like something huge. Like, just because you beat a tournament full of B-level fighters don't mean you like accomplished the world already. He's still got a lot to do, but he doesn't think he does. He feels like, hey, I need my respect now. I already did what I'm supposed to do. But the interesting thing is, after, what is it? Is it June or July of 2016? He's not allowed to fight again unless it's Kovalev. Yeah, he signed the contract, man.
Who made that? Oh yeah, the HBO thing, right?
No, it's between Main Events and Rock Nation, Andre Ward, and Kovalev. They all signed a contract stating that Andre Ward has to fight him by it's either June or July of 2016, and if he doesn't, he can't fight anybody.
Damn.
So he has to fight Ward, or he can't fight anybody. Now that might not be forever, obviously, but it's probably for a year or two. So if he don't fight Kovalev, he's gonna have to either buy his way out of that contract somehow, or which they might not even do because they want Kovalev to get that name. So they can kind of force him into that position, or he's gonna have to take another year or two off. He's in a bind, man. He's in a bind.
That is weird business right there.
I know it is. I never heard anything like that. And in all my years of boxing, I never heard anything like that. And that's another thing that makes me wonder if he was really injured in this fight, because he might have realized he only has 2 fights before Kovalev, 2. Yeah. So he might want to make sure they're both next year, so he stays sharp throughout that year
and healthy and all that.
And he might have realized that, hey, this Brand guy is not going to help me get ready for Kovalev. If he fought Brand, he had one more fight, and then it was Kovalev. He's going to fight a bum 68-pounder, and then one more guy in Kovalev. I think he realized that's a mistake, and he needs to, fight a 75-pounder in next year, and then, do one in, like, February, then fight someone else in, like, April, May, then June, and then, after that, October, November, fight Kovalev.
Yeah,
that would keep him the sharpest, and he probably wants to step that comp up. So, but that's all good. I mean, if that's what his plan was, I wish he would have just said that, because I can't hate on that. That's smart,
Do you think that the whole bringing up Triple G thing sells for Sergey, or does he not need to do that?
What?
Bringing up Triple G all the time.
Who, Ward?
Yeah, does that
I think
sell
it
the
totally
fight for
hurts.
Sergey?
It's a fact that it totally hurts Triple G, because we all know there is a pro-black crowd that hates Triple G, hates him. So if Ward talks smack on him, they're just going to continue to hate him. And I think Ward knows that. So he kind of keeps using it to his advantage. That's why he brought race up today in his little interview.
That pisses me off about boxing sometimes. Like when you get the race card played, whether it's with a black fighter or a white fighter or a Hispanic fighter, it pisses me off.
If it's racism, call it racism. But you should eliminate all other things before you get to something like that, because that's a hurtful statement, you know. Call someone, you know, a racist, or there's race involved, there's racial animosity. I mean, like I said, he said that he don't get promoted right, basically because he's black. But I guess it has nothing to do with it. He don't fight. His promoters don't promote him. He has a notoriously boring style. You know, I mean, there's a lot of other factors there, bud. It's not just race. Like,
I think it's a little unfair for Triple G since he's not American and his English is a little limited.
Yeah, he can't really defend himself either, you know, verbally. The one time he did, boxing scene got a Russian translator to talk to him, and he went off on Ward. You know, he said, "Dude, you've been ducking me." You know, he said, "I fucking called HBO, asked us if we were ready to fight. I said yes. You said no." And then he said, "You gave a bunch of excuses. I don't care about the excuses. All I remember is I said yes. You said no." You know? Then he sends him an offer. Hey, it might have been a shit offer, right? But that's what negotiations are. I go low, you go high, we meet in the middle. Where would that middle have been? 168, 60-40. But Ward didn't do it, did he? He just ignored that offer. But he never talks about that offer and talks about some bullshit offer he made after the fucking pay-per-view was announced. It just don't make sense to me. I don't think Ward ever wanted to fight. Look, he came back at, what, 72, 73? Vacated his 68 titles. Now he's a light heavyweight. So could he ever have made 68? Like, you know, it makes me wonder. And I think he's just being a dickhead. He's a fucking jealous dude, man. He really, like, hates Triple G. And why does he hate? If Triple G is scared of him, look, if you punk someone, why? I've never hated anyone I punked. I actually felt like I'd be cool with them after, because I'm like, fuck it, you know? It is what it is now. It's okay, we know what it is. You're scared. We can be cool, whatever. You know, but if someone punks me, like, I'd be pissed forever. I'd have to get even. You know, and he's like trying to get even. So, you know, all I can say is, well, when they made you an offer, why didn't you make a counter offer? You waited 3.5 weeks before you even did an interview, and your interview was, "I hear things." you didn't even talk about the damn offer. You know? I understand 64 was shit. But what if they started out 68? You know, then they would have got the short end of the stick. And they were willing to give the dude 50-50 when he clearly didn't deserve 50% of the money. You know? I mean, the New Yorkers in New York said they never seen Madison Square Garden like that since a prime Tito Trinidad fight. So that lets you know how, like I thought the place was crazy, and people were saying they never saw anything like this since the Tito Trinidad days. So don't tell me this guy don't deserve money. He's bringing in the fans. You can't even. This guy don't even have a backyard. He don't even have a hometown. He sells out on the West Coast. He sells out on the East Coast. You're from Oakland, can't even sell out in Oakland. So don't tell me you deserve 50. And they gave you that. And you didn't even make a counter offer. That's like, that's why when they interview him, I'm like, why aren't you bringing that up? You know, why aren't you bringing that up? They act like it never happened. That's fight hype for you, though, man. That's fight hype for you.
Shout out.
That's fight hype. My comment was something like, man, I don't even know how these guys are considered a media outlet when they're just fanboys with cameras, man. And a press pass, I said. Fanboys with a camera and a press pass.
It's because they're fanboys who have exclusives to Floyd. They
Yeah,
build
that's
themselves
all
up.
it is. They get all the Andre Ward interviews, you see? If they're nice to him, they get all the Ward interviews. And they know that there's like an agenda out there. So they get all that action, all that clicks, all that traffic. They're smart with it, but it's not unbiased boxing news. We know that. And it's the most biased boxing news there is, if anything. Fight Hype's notoriously biased as shit. And it was Floyd. He retired. They had to find someone else. And what works better? Their whole thing was Floyd Manny. Floyd Manny. Well, that's gone now, so they're trying to create Ward Triple G. Ward Triple G. And it's like, man, we already went through this. We don't want to go through it again. If Ward wanted to fight, it could have happened. It could have happened.
Yeah. Well, it's getting a bit late, so probably we'll have to end the hangout.
Yeah, I might actually do a video on Ward right now, man.
And I mean, we can talk after, but end the hangout now.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No, I just thought it was a tremendous fight. I thought it was actually an overall good card. Like, card-wise, I'd probably rate it like a... Dude, I'd probably rate it an A. In terms of entertainment. Rigo was the only stinker, so you might want to go B plus or something because of Rigo, but all the other fights were action. They were good matchups. They were like 50-50 fights. So, they did pretty good there, other than Rigo, but, what can you do? It's pretty hard to find someone who's going to be 50-50 with Rigo.
Yeah.
But, hey, I thought it was a pretty good pay-per-view card. I'm real curious what the numbers are. Last discussion. What do you think the numbers will be like?
800K.
800?
Yeah.
I'm thinking you went right on a number. I was gonna go like in an area. I'm thinking somewhere between 6 and 8.
Okay.
Somewhere between 6 and 8. Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's a mil. I don't think it will be.
I do too.
I think it's going to get close to $1 million, like what you guys said, 700.
I hope so. I hope so, man. I'll be honest, even though those guys are, well, Canelo might man up, but they've been acting like bitches. They still went and fought their asses off and deserved a nice, healthy payday.
Yeah.
A nice one. So I hope it did good. Plus, I just wanted that was a card that was good for boxing. Finally, a pay-per-view that was good for boxing, man.
That Vargas fight.
Oh, the Vargas fight.
Really good.
Dude, I gotta watch it again, man. I gotta watch it again.
That to me was one of the top 5 fights of the year.
Yeah, they were going back and forth too, man. Back and forth. Like, there was times I thought Muir was out at the beginning, then I thought Vargas was out in like round 5. He started to kind of get punch shy. Then he stepped it back up. I mean, I was like, this is incredible. It really was.
I don't know, the cut man for Vargas, which I know is the cut man for Mayweather. I don't know. He was not using tools over there. I don't understand.
I thought that too. Dude, Mira ripped his face open. Yeah. Ripped it open. Just smashed him.
I'm surprised they didn't stop it. His eye was almost shut. He looked Asian in the 7th round.
Dude, those guys were some hard hitters, man. Yeah. Tremendous. Yeah, I'm watching that one again for sure. I'm going to rewatch them all, actually, except Rigo. Well, actually, no. I'm only going to rewatch the Miro one.
Watch it with your son.
Cotto Canelo. He watched it already. He watched the whole card, then went straight to bed. He didn't even say the post-fight interviews. As soon as it was announced, he went right to bed.
Well, Rigo, he looked the same in the 2nd round as in the 9th round. It was
even in the 12th. He really should have stepped it up.
I was hoping for Julian Francisco to take some chances.
Yeah. He tried a couple times with them looping rights, but
he had the Pacquiao logo on him too. I thought that.
I know. I saw that.
Is he a Pacquiao promotions fighter? Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
There is MP promotion. I don't know, but he did have that. I noticed that too. I said that right to my kid. I said, "Dude, you have to Manny Pacquiao." logo on, kind of like BT.
Yeah, by BT.
Yeah, the same thing. Yeah.
I should have worn my Triple G shirt. I bet this dude, and I won a Triple G shirt at that fight.
Yo, Raph, how come you didn't wear your TFT gear like you said you would?
Nah, man. I decided to wear this instead to represent neutral.
Oh,
Okay,
you guys can't even see me. I was gonna show you this other shit I won too. Yeah, yeah. Alrighty, all right, buds.
All right.
This is a good one. I like this hangout right here. This is
Yeah,
really,
I had a lot of fun. We'll be back for Klitschko Fury next Saturday, so
no doubt.
that should be fun. All right,
You should,
Thunderdome.
you should post this up in the group, buddy.
I will definitely.
Alrighty.
So
All right. Have a good night, Raph.
All right, you too, bro.
Have a
yes.
good night, BT.
All right.
Good talking to you guys.
Good talking to you.
All right.
Peace
Bye bye.
out.
Bye.